You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to Frog Pussy. Frog Pussy, 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 Frog Pussy.
If you're a new listener,
yeah, you know what? Welcome. That's about where you need to be. Where you were like, hey, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, you're home.
Yeah.
You're caught up. Home. Have a seat.
I love this marketing copy and would love to learn about this Super Nintendo game. What is this?
Yeah, welcome.
I am French and I am offended.
Yeah, if that offends you, then we understand. Maybe I don't know, we get it. But if you like that,
But we're not going to change.
home. Yeah, you're home then. Come
You're
on.
all caught up.
Have a
Everything's
seat.
fine.
Have a seat, kick back, and yeah, Frog Pussy.
Kick back and frog.
Get back and Frog
It's a
Pussy.
TADPOG bumper sticker.
Sometimes you just got to kick back and frog pussy. It's just,
It's a verb.
it's like
Wow.
fuck. It can be anything, right?
Man, I love how it is like evolving. Frog pussy as like first was born here. And then now it's a noun and a verb. It's been verbed.
Let's. I remember when Shake wanted to make
So sorry.
cum shot a thing. Like, oh man, you check the new Final Fantasy? Man, that shit is cum shot. Like, we need to start saying that about like, everything. It's awesome, man.
No,
It's
stop
not
trying
awesome.
to
We say cum shot.
stop trying to make cum shot happen.
It's not
It's
going
not
to
gonna happen.
I remember Josh being like, "Oh, I don't really like that. You don't like that, dog?
You
I
don't
think
like a
cum shot's pretty cum shot."
I mean, I get why he likes it. You know, it's pretty great.
Well, we all do. We all appreciate it. All sides of the spectrum.
But it's like saying "I love you." You say it too much, it loses all meaning.
Yeah, you don't say it out of habit. You say it when you mean it.
Right. Don't take the joy out of cum shot. don't normalize it. That's a special time.
Right. Well, yeah, welcome to Tyler and Dave and Ian Play Old Games.
Gonna wedge my name up in there with the little carrot
Uh-huh.
and written above the logo.
It's you, Bart Simpson eyes, but you're spray painting the eye.
Ah, that's good. That's good. I like
Yeah.
that. So this week we're going to be talking about another game for Switch Online, making our way through this mini randomizer, Earth, either Super Earth Defense Force or just Earth Defense Force, depending on if you're looking at the cartridge or the start screen of the game.
Right. Yeah, which is weird because I thought it was Super Earth Defense Force, but then like pretty much when I looked for it, I was like, oh God, I got the name of the game wrong because pretty much everywhere had it listed as Earth Defense Force. And then even Flopsy here has both titles listed.
Oh, well, there you go. Because on my Raspberry Pi that it's Earth Defense Force. When I went to the S's initially, and like, oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I don't fucking have this?
Right, same. Yeah, I got my ROMs from the same pirates apparently.
It's the same big dick pirate. Well, before we do that, Ian, you said you had a hell of an intro story.
I've got one for you. It's fresh. This is fresh.
Oh shit.
I have a dog. She's fine. Her
Good.
name's Miss Moneypenny.
Right.
We call her Penny.
Yeah, Penny's cool. I like
Penny's
Penny.
a cool girl. And the thing she loves the most is walking, which unfortunately I am very lazy and don't take her very much for walks because we have a big fenced-in backyard for her to go out and use the bathroom and all that. So every time she walks in the back door, she looks at that leash as she's walking past just to, hey, I wish that was on me. Oh, I love walking. One time she had a cat.
A walk would be so cum shot right now. God.
So one time she had a cat cornered in our shed out back, and we were throwing treats. We were trying to get her out, to come in. Oh, it was a possum. Tanya finally popped up. We wanted to take a walk, and she came in. And then I didn't take her for a walk.
Oh.
That's not what happened.
Yikes.
Last night, it was nice. It's been nice weather lately.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah, it's been good.
And dry.
Yeah.
Just
Fall.
Just good stuff.
It's good.
And I'm
Spooky.
petting the dog.
Spooky.
I'm thinking, okay, fuck it. Right after dinner, I was like, fuck it. Honey, I'm going to take the dog for a walk. Fine. She said, cool, go for it. So I put her harness on. She's fucking whining because she's so excited, trying not to pee in the floor. And we're going. She's a medium-sized dog.
Very sweet.
She's a sweetie.
Very sweet.
She's a very, unless somebody rides by on a bicycle or walks past the house.
I get it wheels, man.
Just fucking, she thinks she's tough, but if they ever came in, she would drool and go hide. You know, she's just whatever. But so we go on our walk. We have this route. We go around. We take the normal route, and we go back. We go up Jefferson. We cut across on this side cross street that takes us back to our street. We're approaching the corner, and there's an alley that runs behind my house.
Yeah.
And I'll usually just cut down that alley and go, right? We're probably half a block away from that alley, and I see a dog come out of the alley without an owner.
Okay. No owner. Not tied up, I'm assuming. Nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
And it was a fucking pit bull.
Of course it was.
And it fucking attacked us.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Without provocation, it saw Penny and immediately just fucking was on her.
When did this happen?
Last night.
Damn.
Fucking had his teeth on her fucking back of her neck. I'm fucking pulling on her, right? I'm pulling her, trying to get her away from this dog. I'm like doing anything I can. I'm just yelling. I'm screaming at this fucking dog to fuck off. It keeps fucking attacking her. It just keeps going for the neck every goddamn time. Finally, I didn't have any other recourse. I kicked the dog in the fucking head, and he backed off. And but he kept acting like he was going to lunge. And I was. Have you ever experienced the need to scream out loud for help? Have you ever been in a situation where you were in absolute danger and you were actually screaming for anyone to help you?
I don't think so.
Until last night, neither was I. I was in the middle of the street fighting with a fucking pit bull, screaming at the top of my lungs for someone to help me because I knew this dog was going to kill my dog and possibly me. It was trained to do this. This dog saw my dog and attacked without hesitation. Finally got this fucking asshole dog away. And of course, I'm out of breath. I'm freaking the fuck out. We run down the street, around the block, and make it back to the house. On the way there, we pass by somebody who's having a pizza delivered, and Penny stops to smell the pizza. I mean, at this point, it's like, she's all right, I guess. I haven't looked at her yet because all I could care about was getting away from this fucking dog. We go on my front porch where Tanya was sitting, and I said, Penny was attacked. And holy fucking shit.
Does she go ballistic?
Dude. All right. There's a couple.
So that pit bull doesn't exist anymore.
There's a little bit of a backstory here.
Okay.
First and foremost, we took Penny in and checked her, and he did not draw blood. He didn't hurt her. His teeth never got into her skin. She wasn't bleeding. She was wet from the dog's drool or whatever. I'm sorry. But otherwise she was fine, and she seemed fine. She didn't seem traumatized. I mean, she tried to fight back, and she's not a fighter, but she's pretty stout, and she can pull my wife across the floor with a toy. So, and my wife weighs like 100 pounds, you know. So she's a strong dog, and I think she was trying to fight back, but I wasn't about to get into that. I needed to get away. So anyway, she's fine.
Good.
Tanya is what few people have ever seen. Tanya's rage. She doesn't show it much. She's a spitfire, you know. She's got an attitude. She's not afraid of fucking anything or anybody. And she got up and she was fucking a level of rage I haven't seen in 30 years. Mad. I'm going to go find this fucking dog.
Is what she said.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find this fucking dog and I'm gonna kill it, because there have been reports of a brown pit bull in our neighborhood causing all kinds of trouble, attacking people, attacking other animals, and it's this fucking dog.
I'm assuming that was
it's this dog.
The dog was brown.
Yes, sorry, it was a brown pit bull, about the same size as my dog. I know this is the one because whoever, so anyway, I'm trying to get her at this point to fucking just relax a little bit. That ain't happening. Mm-hmm. She is off the fucking rails.
Sure,
mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, don't go looking for this dog because it will fucking kill you. It's big. I don't care. And she's like, I'm going to take this fucking aluminum baseball bat with me. I'm like, the dog will get you. You will get hurt.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to get hurt. So let's just get in your car and see if we can go find the dog and at least take a picture of it so we can post it up on social media or something and say, hey, watch out for this fucking dog. It's dangerous, right? We go down the street where it happened and we turn the corner about the spot where I got attacked. There's this one guy walking around and she asks him, of course, she'd had a few drinks by this point, so that didn't help.
She was the pit bull.
She was the pit bull.
Was it a full moon?
She stops this guy who is walking in that area. Hey, have you seen this pit bull around? Watch out. And he's just not paying attention. He's just looking at her phone. I think he was fucking high, I could tell. Like, bad. Well, the fact that he was basically ignoring her just fueled that fire. And she gets in the car, is fucking yelling at the top of her lungs. We go about another 10 feet down towards the alley where the dog came out, and lo and behold, that motherfucker walks out of the alley, only this time there's a guy behind him.
Oh, no. So, yeah,
but
sure.
right before that, across the street from the alley, there's two women standing there. One of them's got her little dog. And I roll down the window, and I'm like, hey, have you guys seen a brown pit bull around here? And she's like, oh, you mean that one, as it's walking out of the alley? And the other woman's like, you need to roll up your window, to my wife, who's trying to get a picture of the dog, but the dog's now trying to get into the fucking car.
What? At her?
At her.
I'm assuming, yeah.
She rolls up the window, and I'm like,
fucking Cujo.
And then there's this guy.
Yeah, who was the guy behind the dog?
He was the husband of the woman that I asked.
Man, I was hoping you said the husband of the dog.
He was the dog husbander. He's into dog husbandry.
I let this dog fuck me. I don't want to, but he attacks
but look how big it is. I can't say no.
I asked.
Take the knot. Take the knot.
I ask again. Whose fucking dog is this?
Yeah.
They point at her, the other woman.
Other woman.
There was a second woman there with the first woman.
The one next with the tiny dog?
No, the woman I talked to first was the woman with the tiny dog.
Okay.
The other woman.
Oh, I see. She wasn't with her.
Was standing nearby.
I see.
Talking to this
hiding
woman.
in the bushes. Oh, okay.
Basically, well, then they said it's her dog. And I said, your fucking dog just attacked me and my dog, and you need to deal with that shit.
Now my dog needs operation.
I'm trying to be reasonable. But this first woman starts talking shit.
Tiny dog woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's probably
to you?
To me and to Tanya, who is yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs, just your fucking dog and la 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 la. And I can't get anybody to calm the fuck down. Finally, I just managed to do one of those hey things, and like, look, I asked a simple question. Is that your dog or is that her dog? And she said, that's her dog. I said, then why are you still standing here? I'm not interested in you. I'm interested in her. And Tanya, this is where it got fucked up.
This is where it gets fucked up?
Tanya was literally about to crawl over me out the open window and start beating someone's ass. She was that mad.
Yeah.
At one point, Tanya thought the dog that attacked us was a female, but it wasn't. It's a male. And that's important because as the first woman, that they've already exchanged heated words, and the guy's trying to be like, you need to step off, you guys, whatever, trying to keep her from running her mouth, and I'm trying to keep Tanya from running her mouth. which is not working.
Sure.
Because I was also pissed off, and I had
Sure.
look, guys,
Rightly so.
There was a dark fucking part of me.
I'm this one's white mage, so don't even start.
If I have never been more serious in my life when I tell you, Tanya would have murdered that woman. She is fearless. And if she doesn't get into fights, but if she does, you ever remember from Fight Club, skinny guys fight to the burger? That's her.
Kinda, yeah.
She
Sure.
would have died in the process if need be, just to kick this woman's ass and beat her. And I think she would have seriously hurt this woman, as mad as she was. I'm trying to keep her from fucking committing assault and murder.
Sure.
This woman steps back. Tanya, thinking that the dog in question is a female, said, if I see that bitch again, I'm going to get a fucking metal baseball bat and beat her to death. Well,
Perfect.
Yeah.
the woman,
Chef's kiss.
the woman stops and turns around and says, what the fuck did you say to me? I don't need a fucking baseball bat. Let's go, bitch. And then that's when her husband stepped in front of her and put his hands on her and pushed her back and said, you need to fucking stop. He saw Tanya's face. He knew what was about to fucking happen. And he said, what the fuck are you doing? You need to stop. Back the fuck off. And
Well,
I said,
especially considering it's her fucking dog that's terrorizing the neighborhood.
it was the other woman's
It was
dog.
the other one. Well,
And
her
so
tiny
why are
dog's
you
probably
fucking
in cahoots with the brown one.
Yeah,
I'm like-
that's the bait dog.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
other dog gets upset. We'll give him the tiny
Right.
dog.
Well, and the
That
whole time,
the
I'm
little
like,
dog is married to the pit bull and likes to be cucked and see the pit bull attack other dogs. And it watches for the fucking bushes while it licks someone's hand.
there's a whole lot of confusion at this point.
Yeah,
The
it
neighbors
fucking
of
sounds
the
like it.
woman whose dog this was the whole time are the ones getting into the fucking fight with us. And I'm having there was a dark part of me.
That was like, just let her go.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I was Sherlock Holmesing this shit,
Yeah.
y'all.
No,
My plan was to fucking get out,
Yeah.
put a sleeper hold on the old man, and let her fucking loose, just so I could sit back and watch her.
it. Sure, of course. It's like
powder
when you
keg on
summon
this head.
Haste, mage armor,
Yeah.
shield. Go, baby,
Yeah,
go.
It's like when you summon an Afridi in
Jesus.
Ultima Online, where
Yeah.
it's just a fucking whirling purple cloud of death.
Exactly what it would have been.
yeah.
And I would have given anything to see it because
Yeah.
I was mad. I was still
bet.
Let's patch tactics and make Tanya a Shiva, the Shiva summon.
this has been bothering me all night, all day.
Yeah, of course.
Of
course it has. This was a confrontation of major proportions.
we drove off. Tanya opens the fucking sunroof and flips him off as we're leaving. I'm screaming at the bitch that owns the dog. I said, if that fucking dog has hurt, I'm coming for your dog. I'm gonna call the cops and I'm calling animal control and I'm gonna get that fucking dog put away. You can just fucking try it. And I said, I'm going to. That's what I just said. Fuck you. Get your goddamn dog under. I mean, god damn, it got bad.
Sure.
So we got home. 2 hours of her, Tanya, just
Fuming.
screaming.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we only live.
How good was that sex then?
That didn't happen. we only
Did you put the dog
live-
costume on? I mean, sure, she's hitting you at first.
Have the strap on, look like an aluminum baseball bat.
Right,
Just fucking-
yeah.
It was at the cleaners. We live, a full block away. She was screaming at these people and at me, not at me, but just in my general direction.
Sure. You're in the
You
AOE.
don't talk. They don't talk to me like that. I'm going down there. I'm going down there. I'm like, no, don't, because now that's assault, and you're going to get in trouble.
Right.
And I can't explain to my grandson that Grams is in jail for murder. I just please don't.
You just have to tell him real slow. He'd get it.
Remember that TV show we watched that time where the bad man went to jail? Grams
when
is that bad man.
You know when Daniel Tiger doesn't count to 3 and take a breath?
Anyway,
That's the best episode of Daniel Tiger ever.
she finally calmed down, but at that point, I had started drinking.
Chef's kiss again.
So I started getting
Man, this
fired
fire's
up.
about to go out. Let me get some gasoline.
God.
I tend to be.
Right, yeah.
I tend to be.
Alcohol's an enhancer
Oh yeah, it's
for
great.
shit like that.
It's
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah.
I tend to be despite the fact that I'm angry, despite the fact the situation is fucked up and dangerous and I was almost killed, I tend to try to keep a level head. And Tanya knows this about me. She said the only reason she didn't destroy this woman is because she heard that voice of my voice in her head speaking logically and saying, you really don't need to do this. That's me. Well,
not in McCracken County, at least.
Right.
Take her to Marshall, and you'll
probably be fine.
Back behind Hardee's, she can find
and that's where
exactly.
That's where she's from.
Okay. Then she'd be absolutely fine.
Now it all makes sense. Right?
I'll see you 25 minutes up the road behind the Hardee's.
Pretty
Bring
much.
the dog.
Yeah, you can use your dog if you want. I'm not worried about it.
That thing's like fucking takes 15 taming to get. That's bullshit. You can fucking skill that up in an NPC.
I got.
Fucking killed my bird.
I didn't kill your bird. My first bird.
God, I'm glad that came back. I didn't expect to ever hear that referenced again. That's great.
So anyway, I had started drinking by this point. She had started coming down, and now I'm coming up.
Right.
And I'm just like,
you meet in the middle, and that's where the magic happens.
But see, that makes perfect sense because it's like when she's coming down, now it's your turn to fucking like express some emotion.
Yeah.
Because it works. It's good that you didn't like do that when she was fucking.
I needed
fuming.
her to be manageable.
Right.
And for the longest time, she was not manageable. And she kept saying, I know you think I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, look, it's not like that.
That's why I married you,
She was afraid. And I even explained this to these people. I'm like, look, we were terrified. We're scared. Oh, I forgot the best part. When I pulled up.
We killed the dog.
No.
I would like give anything for Ian to just plop a pit bull corpse on the table right now. Oh, I forgot the best part.
I brought this for dinner. I wish. No, I forgot. It was very important, and I forgot it when we pulled up and started asking the lady with the dog, the little dog, have you seen this dog? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I said, well, this dog just fucking attacked me and my dog. She goes, oh, yeah, we saw that.
Oh, cool.
They stood there and watched me.
So by we, does she mean her and her dog, or her and the woman who owns
the dog and her husband were all apparently watching me get attacked by this dog and doing nothing about it.
What the fuck?
And I said, I'm sorry, what? And she said, yeah, you got to be careful walking around here. I said, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to fucking tell me? I'm screaming by this point. I'm like, you're going to fucking tell me? I'm just out walking here. This is a fucking public street, and your fucking dog attacks me, and you're going to blame me for this shit?
Wow.
Oh, fuck no. Oh my God. That's what I started thinking about when I was drinking.
Okay, sure. Of course you're gonna. Yeah, you're gonna dwell on the thing that bothers you the most.
I'm a grown man. I am a grown man.
God, you fucking killed that dog, didn't you?
No, I haven't. I went looking for it today on my way to the police department.
Emphasis on I haven't.
Yeah, there's an applied yet.
No joke. Wow. I am gonna if I even take my dog in that general direction ever again, which probably isn't gonna happen. That alley that he came out of is behind my house.
Yeah.
So he could be right in my fucking yard. I'm gonna take my gun to walk now, because if I had my gun, I would have shot that dog as many times as I could.
Oh, so you gotta go get what you do is you go buy a cheap beater dog. It's about to die anyway. You walk about the pit bull gets it. You're like, oh, my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it was gonna. I mean, the dog's like, I get it. It's fine. My time's over. Let's go out good. So then you have the pit bull.
Well,
Don't shoot the dog.
Why?
Just call animal control.
They're not gonna fucking do anything.
Yeah, I think unless it actually hurt you or the dog, they wouldn't do.
They won't.
Anything.
They'll cite. I went to the cops today.
Oh, okay.
I went to the police station and told the cops what was going on, and they're like, look. We can't do anything. We base our action against animal problems on what animal control tells us when they get reports. So I had to call animal control to make a report.
Okay.
But they never answered the fucking phone because they never answer the phone. And so I've
It's
had to
like Parks
call
and
him
Rec,
before.
Animal control.
Yeah.
And so that's still ongoing. But
Because I was about to say, I mean, dogs can't just fucking roam neighborhoods.
this one apparently they do.
Well,
no,
this one
there's
must
a
be
law,
paying 'em off or
but all
something,
they
but,
do,
like-
unless the dog physically hurts somebody, all they'll do is write that woman a ticket
Well,
for
fucking-
having the dog. And I hope
Right?
they do.
Hit her with it over and over again.
But
I mean,
if they have multiple reports about the same dog, which I think they will, because there's been reports of that
sure, I
dog.
know you said it. I mean, where did you like read that on Facebook or something, or like?
It's just we have like a
Word of
little
mouth?
neighborhood group, like Fountain Avenue, whatever it is, that area of town. You can get on the app, and neighbors will post stuff. Like we saw a suspicious person walking through the backyard last night, or like a neighborhood watch kind of thing.
Yeah.
only online. That, and then there's been some news reports. There was a little kid that was attacked by a pit bull in the park that's not far from our house.
Really?
And just stuff like that. But there's a lot of pit bulls around, and they all run free. And it's dangerous. But anyway,
I mean, I've known a lot of pit bulls who had good owners, and they were perfectly
Pit bulls are
fine.
awesome
But
if
yeah,
they're not
you let your
trained to
fucking
be-
dog run around and do
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it wants,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's a problem.
if they're
After
This
Kenneth's
dog-
face was bitten, I don't care for I don't care for any dog after that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not gonna take any chance on any dog.
That was a boxer, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for the animal to attack without provocation of any sort, and it wasn't
Yeah.
a getting to know you thing. It was I'm going to kill you thing.
It was like a territory thing, it sounds like. I mean,
That's just not cool. So
yeah.
anyway,
No, of course
I
it's not. But
experienced.
don't shoot it. You're going to get in fucking trouble, dude.
I don't care. At least the fucking dog won't hurt anybody else.
I mean, but you just said you don't want your wife to go to jail, but I mean.
That's her.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Fuck do I care?
you have to explain the same thing to your grandson.
I think that would be easier to swallow than Graham's going to jail, don't you?
No, not between knowing you.
Pop goes to jail, house goes away.
No, that's true.
Pop can't go to jail.
Pappy.
Pappy.
Happy.
Anyway, I probably won't shoot the dog. Okay.
I mean, beat the shit out of it, sure.
I don't know. That might get me in trouble too.
Maybe. But I don't know. You could probably, I don't know.
What can I say? I'm fired up. It just gets
Sure.
me.
No,
It
of course
gets
it does.
my hackles up because it's the first time in my life.
It's a no-win situation because it has to hurt somebody before something.
Exactly.
Right.
And I've never been that scared.
Even if it was just like, hey, someone patrols the area, starts handing out fines for dogs not on leashes, like
Something.
that could be the bear.
Something.
If that happened, I'm sure things would get much better.
Right.
But
I don't want to shoot a dog, but I also don't want a dog because my wife walks with my grandson out in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And, what if
Yeah.
something happened to him? I could give a fuck at that point. I would take the chance if he had hurt my grandson or my wife.
Yeah. No,
That's why I understood where Tanya's rage was coming from. She was terrified.
Yeah.
That, we were just walking the dog and suddenly I'm coming in saying I've never been more scared in my entire life. And I've certainly never had to cry for help.
Yeah.
And also, fuck the world. Because nobody, they stood there and
Well,
watched
fuck
it.
the
fucking
owner. I mean,
happen.
that's like the fucking
That's
word.
the
we
worst
know our
part
dog's
of
going to
it.
kill somebody. We don't want to get involved. It'll get us.
I mean, it was.
Yeah,
it
So we
was-
were hoping it would just get you and move on.
It'll get mad at us.
So that was my good Wednesday.
Yikes. Wow.
Yep, told you. It was a doozy.
Damn, this is a doozy. I wish I'd have gone first.
It's a tough act to follow.
I'm not even going to try. Wow.
Yeah, bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. I'm still mad.
What you need to do is don't shoot it. Just get a bigger dog than that dog and train it to kill that dog. But no
Just
other
that
dog.
dog. Just
Just
that
that
dog.
dog.
Just that dog.
Because I know a lot of people personally who own pit bulls that are sweet. They're
Sure.
such good dogs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're so loyal and they're so fun
Yep.
to have as pets. And it sickens me that people train them to be so mean and aggressive for no good reason.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. They're going to say, well, we do that for protection in case someone breaks into our house. Well, apparently you do it for protection against people
Someone
who just be
walks down the
walking with
street.
a pink fucking leash
Yeah.
on their dog out, half a block away. So it's your territory, right? You got to protect it with your big vicious fucking dog.
The thing with pit bulls is like, I've known sweet ones for sure, and I know it's all about the upbringing.
Yeah.
100%. However, like I would never own a pit bull. It's one of those where it's like,
no, I wouldn't either.
Or it's like, I'm not running that fucking risk. I mean, that could be the nicest fucking dog in the world, but I mean, if it has a bad fucking
Until
day,
it's not.
and
Yeah.
my son like does something stupid, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not. Why run that risk?
No.
It goes green mile, bites the kid's, half the kid's face off.
Right?
Right.
No. Why in the world would I run that risk? It's like owning like it's a sweet crocodile.
He's a beautiful little rattlesnake, aren't you?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
know-
I love animals. I would
Yeah.
never purposely hurt one
Except for that one.
for this one.
Yeah.
I'm on.
You need to bring a crucifix and a Bible instead of a gun.
I
Sounds like-
might get some like pepper spray or something.
There you go. That's a
just
good
to-
idea. Like some
that's a
bear
good-
mace.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's the good medium.
That's a really
Again, I get fired up and I want to
Yeah.
shoot the dog, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shoot the dog. But
Yeah.
pepper spray,
That's
mace,
a good.
something
I love that.
is probably gonna go in the
Yeah.
kit.
No, yeah, I
because
love that. That's a great idea.
I need to know that is a.
I was gonna go sword, but you
Talent.
took it to way more reasonable
Yeah.
and way less weeby. Man, did you see that guy with Cloud's Buster sword just fucking yeet a dog?
Sliced it right in two.
the guy with that Gundam arm.
He tried to do the victory thing and then dropped the heavy sword on himself.
Oh boy.
Yikes, Ian. I'm
McElwain does have
sorry.
a full scale Buster sword.
And it's
like-
nice.
Yeah, but it's
And
like
it's
150 pounds.
And
It's nuts.
incredibly imbalanced,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you would expect
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sword to be.
I remember him posing with it. It's just like after 5 seconds, that arm starts shaking, just trying to hold it up.
Yeah. So, fuck. I'm just glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
by the dog or by Tanya.
Yet with the dog.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Tanya's kind of cooled down, maybe.
She has, and I mean, we're still shook up, but not. I mean, she's not going to go hunting it down. But you know, if I see it run across the fucking street in front of me in my truck, I'm not going to slow down. You know what I mean? Oops! All dead dogs.
Casey Jones it.
I just-
Whoops.
Yeah. You just need a trash compactor.
Yeah.
The dog needs to be on a roof and kicked off.
You need other animals as ninjas kick it off into a trash compactor.
You need some ooze. Yikes, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's an intro story. Damn.
Yikes. Well, this might cheer you up.
Go for it.
As I'm sure you have, I finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes.
And I'm ready to talk about it. So let's do a bonus episode on that shit. What do you guys got going on this weekend?
Okay. I can do that.
I don't know.
Because I'm down. This
ready?
shit's
Yeah.
fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fucking talk about this shit. Because it was good.
Maybe we can work it out. Let me
Please, let's do
check
it.
at home and make sure that's going to be not be a problem.
Yeah, and I'm available anytime this
Okay.
weekend too, except for Sunday night because I'll be streaming. But like, don't have anything going on Saturday. I'm available anytime after work tomorrow. I can make this work.
Let me see.
I also feel guilty. We haven't published like any Patreon content. It's been a fucking hot minute.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Let me see what she says. I don't think she'll be terribly bothered by it.
awesome.
I don't know from one day to the next what we're doing.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just got to find out if we have plans already.
Yeah.
If
And
not, I'm down.
If we could do it, that would be awesome. I'm
Okay.
super ready to talk about that show.
Let me tell you about my equally rageful moment to Ian's dog situation. I saw Venom 2 the other day.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Was it good?
No.
I've heard it wasn't good.
No.
I've also heard it wasn't good.
I
but-
liked the first one. It had like
Yeah, it
some
was good.
issues, but I liked it.
I haven't
It was
seen it.
fun. I felt like it was adequately portrayed Venom. Like
Yeah.
okay,
And it was lighthearted enough, but not dumb, not corny. It had good comedic moments in it, and I thought Tom Hardy did a really good job playing that.
I
character.
like the relationship between Eddie and Venom,
Yeah.
and giving Venom more personality.
Sure.
You know, but man, it reminded me of watching that Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh no!
Fantastic
it was
Four.
I
that
never saw
bad?
that one.
Levels of at one point like Venom's cooking a meal for Eddie and he doesn't know how to cook. And
Yeah.
he's
That's in the
he's-
trailer, even I think.
Yeah, it's fucking. And what Eddie slides off a roof and he's just barely hanging on. Somebody calls him, "Hey, Eddie, what you doing?" Just hanging
out?
around.
God.
Yep. But
Wow.
as soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wow. Are they trying to goof him up so that he's like a likable hero or something that they can?
They've already done that.
They
did that in the first one.
They set it up for another one because I don't know. Spoilers for the very end scene. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But in the little thing after the stinger,
yeah, frog pussy.
Well, close. Tom Holland is Spider-Man at the very, very end.
Yeah, they've been talking about bringing that together.
Sure, of course they're going to tie.
I don't know
together.
how.
Don't do
It's probably
that.
going to be a Sony joint,
No,
and it's going to be bad.
Don't do it.
After
'Cause
seeing
Spider-Man
this,
movies are good.
Yes.
After seeing this,
They are.
It would be bad.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson, I like Woody Harrelson. Woody
does he
Harrelson
play Carnage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he fucking sucked. He fucking sucked ass. He sucked koala shit out of another koala's ass.
Wow.
As
Was he just phoning it in?
as Cassidy?
Because he realized it wasn't a good movie, or like what was
I
was
feel
bad
like
about
I feel
him?
like he sort of phoned it in. Like he didn't know how he wanted to play Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I play him as like a tortured soul? Do I play him as a psychotic asshole? Am I playing it like he was all three Jokers slammed into one?
Well, I heard about that because at the end of the first one is when Eddie Brock meets Cassidy in jail. He like goes and visits him in the jail.
In the first movie,
In
he
the
does?
first movie. In this
Okay.
movie, that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And in that, he's got the bright red hair and super
He
pale
looks like
skin.
Sideshow
He
Bob.
looks like Sideshow Bob, but it worked. And I'm like, oh, okay, this might actually be good. But I have heard that he just he couldn't figure out how
Because
he wanted to be.
he's giving poetry and he's talking like Shatner, like he's pausing between every word, and then he's a crazy asshole, and then he's wearing like a fucking zoot suit when he gets out of jail,
Yeah.
and
That might be direction.
Shriek was in it, which I
Shriek is in
liked
it?
that. I was very surprised to see Shriek. But I mean,
How about Doppelganger?
that'd be nice too.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, yeah.
But
Morbius.
well, they what's his name?
Morpheus.
Mulligan, Detective Mulligan, who, to my understanding, becomes Toxin, Carnage's.
Yeah, one of the spawns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we play Separation Anxiety for the Super Nintendo, which I remember liking, but probably not going to hold up.
But the movie it's
So
just bad.
it might have been bad direction because
Venom is too goofy. Like he had a very dark edge to him before, and this one they talk about how Eddie won't let him eat people because the symbiote has to have some far-fetched chemical to survive that is only found in chocolate and human brains.
it's a chocolate.
So,
well,
so he eats chicken brains. So he eats a bunch of chicken and a bunch of chocolate. Except he has
Didn't you
two.
see
He has two pet chickens. that he
Weekend at
loves.
Bernie's
Venom
too.
loves
That
the
shit ain't
chicken.
gonna work. You can't just substitute chickens for shit.
Yep.
Like,
They,
it's like pigeons.
Andy Serkis directed this. He's the guy that played Gollum. And
Yeah.
Tom Holland helped write it. That he helped on the
everything-
screenplay. Like they don't know
Yikes.
the source material.
everything I've read says that the movie, like some of the obviously paid reviews, said, oh, it's a good movie except for the whole saving the world trope. Otherwise, it's a fun, exciting movie to watch. But reading what I've read and hearing what you said, Tyler, it really seemed like it was going to just be this terrible attempt
At one point,
something.
Carnage turns in a circle so fast he makes a tornado that he picks up prisoners.
Somebody stop me!
Yeah, yeah.
It almost sounds like the fucking mask.
Man.
You say he was wearing a zoot suit? And
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like a mask.
It's fucking.
It sounds
it's
like
fucking dumb. And Carnage is, I mean, because to my understanding, okay, so Cassidy and Carnage are basically one. Like Venom and Eddie refer to themselves as we when they're talking.
Yeah.
Carnage and Cassidy refer to themselves as I. Like they are that integrated into each other. Like it's in Carnage is red because it's in Cassidy's bloodstream. Like so they play that off.
Doesn't Eddie
Venom talks
sneeze some of the parasite onto
Cassidy bites him.
He bites him. Okay.
And then, but Venom sees Carnage. He's like, oh, that's a red one. That's real bad. Never mind. I don't want to fight him. Like that's also, but Carnage. And of course they play into the opposite. Like Cassie and Carnage are not compatible at all, and that's their weakness. They can't get along. It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, it does sound dumb.
And you may tell you, I mean, spoilers tell you how bad the ending is.
Yeah, skip ahead.
Spoilers,
2
skip ahead.
minutes
Yeah.
If you don't want to know the end of it, I'm not gonna fucking watch it. So
I mean, the
At
last
this point, I probably won't either.
the last action in it was good. Like the action was good at the end, but and they play into like Venom is not strong enough to be Carnage.
do they rip
He's
the
not.
symbiote off with like a church bell or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yep.
Which I mean, that happens in the fucking comics.
Right.
So I mean, it's like, all
Yeah.
right.
So like they shriek, yells into a church bell, and
Yeah, yeah.
amplifies everything,
Yeah.
and knocks Carnage off of Cassidy. So Venom takes the opportunity to pick up Carnage and eats him. So eats Carnage. Carnage is dead, and he picks up Cassidy. And Cassidy's like, "I just wanted to be your friend, Eddie." And Venom just like, fuck this guy, and bites his head off. That's it. And then they play Mulligan is after both of them. Everyone knows Eddie and Venom are the same person, so they fly to fucking Hawaii to go on a vacation and decide to be the lethal protector. It's fucking. It was so. I was just like sitting there with Melissa, like, I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I love Venom, and I'm so mad. Why couldn't Marvel have this property and fucking do something with it? And then, of course, but at the very end, they're in like a hotel room in Hawaii, and Venom is telling him, "Why don't I share with you a small fraction of the millennia of acquired knowledge the symbiote race has acquired?" And then basically he like shifts realities. Oh, also, they're trying to find, at one point, Carnage puts his fingers in a computer and turns into a hacker. And it turns into like Carnage vision in the computer, and like all the information they want just starts popping up.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
No.
He's on LimeWire.
Getting everything off of Kazaa that he possibly can.
And, yeah, they're in this room, like there's some big
there.
explosion, and then someone's on the TV. You hear J. Jonah Jameson talking about, you know, the biggest menace to New York City, and going on and on. Then it pans over, and it's Tom Holland with his mask off as Spider-Man. And Venom just like gets up close to the screen and it's like, this one, and just like licks Tom Holland, and that's how it ends.
But see, they did it wrong. They fucking did it wrong because fucking the symbiote needs to be Spider-Man's suit in order for that to make any fucking sense.
Exactly.
They got a bond,
So, I
and then
don't know
Peter
if-
has to reject him so that he feels all fucking like emo and shit.
And copy some of his abilities,
Right,
You know, because of
exactly.
course Venom in this one doesn't have
and
webbing.
then bond with somebody who also independently hates Peter Parker, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh
Because
shit.
Venom in these movies fights more like Carnage. He doesn't have webbing, so it's just his mass that he's throwing off like tendrils. And it looks fucking shitty in this movie too, because his tendrils look like fucking like it's just making stuff in the blender and making eggs and getting shells in the eggs. It's like, oh, you're heartbroken, Eddie. I'm gonna make you some breakfast.
So it looks different than it did in the first movie.
You'd think it was a higher budget. Maybe they put everything into Carnage, because
Probably.
Carnage looks good.
Yeah.
But all the goofy stuff, like, reminded me of Rise of the Silver Surfer, like Dr. Fantastic, you know, stretching everywhere while he's dancing and that kind of shit.
I skipped that one too because I heard it was bad.
so bad.
It was 90 minutes of shit like that.
I don't like. It sucks to hear that, but like the Woody Harrelson thing, like that sounds like it might be either like bad direction or I don't know, because it's like, I mean, Cassidy's fucking. They probably just told him fucking play up the instability.
Yeah.
And which is probably why he's all over the place. But I mean, like, yeah, doing the mask shit, that's unacceptable in cinema. In this,
Because whenever he turned into a tornado in prison, that's when I'm just like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm sorry,
I'm out.
Taz. I've had enough.
Like if
I get enough tornadoes here in the house. Goodbye.
if the kids weren't here, I would leave. But they're here watching it, so.
Oh, they were watching it too.
Yeah.
Did they like it?
They couldn't stop talking about Tom Holland at the end.
Oh, I got you.
Which I would probably, that would be my big takeaway.
Don't do that. Don't. Yeah. Don't bring that shit into the Spider-Man movies. Like,
Well, we've got this fucking.
They
new
were like,
one
how do
coming.
Venom and Spider-Man even know each other? I was like, oh,
And
God
there's
damn
this
it.
whole thing.
yeah, how do they know? That's weird.
How could they be in the same movie together?
Well, they're playing up the multiverse coming up for this new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I feel like
And
they
I
were getting
think
at.
that because they're talking about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in it, and
Yeah.
there being all like Spider-Verse type
So
stuff.
they were like, "Hey man, Spider-Verse thing, that was really good, made a lot of money. We should do a worse version of that."
yeah. And then he goes to apparently to Doctor Strange to get him to cast a spell that makes everyone forget that he's Peter Parker.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% positive, but I do think that in the comics he goes to Mephisto to do the same thing.
Which would track, given what we know about Mephisto now. And
people think that this
It's
is a
Wanda.
variant of, or it could be someone else of Doctor Strange.
The theories I've been hearing is that that's not Doctor Strange. It's Wanda disguised as Wanda Maximoff disguised
Yeah, yeah.
as Doctor Strange.
Wanda Sykes.
Calling, yeah.
You want to do what now, Peter?
Because I don't think Doctor Strange would do that. It just doesn't seem like something he would just so readily be like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll do it. It does not seem like a
Yeah.
And he just has
Stephen Strange move.
He's just wearing sweats, hanging out,
Yeah.
like.
So
Also, why not,
I'm worried about this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's so important because every show in the Marvel universe is touching on this multiverse. They're
Yeah.
trying to bring all this together to say, guess what? This is how it is now. And if they fuck it up, they're gonna fuck up everything going forward. It's gonna taint everything. Going
Yeah, the next
forward.
2 phases that they have planned out,
Which I'm
allegedly.
fine with. I worry when the new stuff starts coming. I have still not seen Shang-Chi, although I hear it's fucking phenomenal. I just worry
That's what
that
I've
they're.
also heard. Like it's the best action in a Marvel
Yeah.
movie yet.
Wow.
I just am afraid they haven't let me down yet, so I am optimistic. But what you just told me, I'm worried that they're gonna try to corn this shit up with Venom and Carnage and.
Well, see, I'm thinking that after these 3 movies, Marvel's done with Spider-Man, and
Sony
gets
back.
him back, and this is what Sony's going to do with it and fuck it up.
And you know
It's
what?
gonna be so awful.
That's probably better than the shitty stuff getting in with the Marvel studios. Because I love Spider-Man, and I really like the most recent movies.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be bad in the future, but if it means jeopardizing an entire other franchise,
The
then-
entire rest of the franchise,
Yeah.
they're hanging it on this property that they technically don't own,
Yeah.
and that they're not going to be able to control later. Hopefully, whatever they do when Spider-Man goes full back all the way back to Sony, they'll still at least hopefully consult Marvel for something
Yeah.
to keep it cohesive, because that was the biggest part of it for me was when Spider-Man came and they wove him into this amazingly intricate story, and
Yeah.
it worked so well.
Sure.
I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been so good up to this point, and I
Yeah.
just hope we don't hit a breaking point.
Well, all good things come to an
They
end,
do.
right?
They do.
Not
I-
to be shitty about it,
no,
but
it's true. You're absolutely right.
But yeah, I get it. I don't want it necessarily to. I don't want the good Spider-Man movies to end either. I haven't been super into Marvel recently, but if there's a Spider-Man movie, I'm gonna go see it. Venom is kind of one of the. I wanted to see Venom, but it's he's kind of secondary to me than more so than Spider-Man.
Well, and it's obviously just a Sony thing, and
Right.
like I said, we were saying the first movie is fine. I would watch it,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna watch. I don't think I'm gonna watch this one now.
Well, if they do a Venom movie right, I think it would be fantastic.
A Carnage movie need to be rated R.
I was about to
anyway, and
ask,
not
what was the rating?
PG-13, of
Fuck
course.
that,
They fucking
man.
gutted it.
What was Venom, the first one, rated?
PG-13.
Fuck that. It's got to be. You got to do that rated R. You got to do a Wolverine movie rated R. Deadpool, at least that one's rated R.
They did that one right. Yep.
Deadpool 2. I'm hoping the third one's a little more not the same as Deadpool 1. I get, they're like, hey, this works, and it does work. But the second movie was kind of it's more of the first.
More of the.
It's fine. It's
extended
fine.
The first one.
It's fine.
The team thing was funny. X-Force,
It was.
That was funny shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever Brad Pitt hits the electrical wires, you
Yeah.
know, I remember.
No, it's a very funny movie.
Yeah, it's great, but you're right. It is just literally more of the same. I'd
Yeah.
like to see him do something new.
And I like that the Juggernaut was in the second movie because that was like
A
circle
legit,
chase.
a legit juggernaut.
Yeah.
Juggernaut,
for sure.
I'm sorry.
Juggernaut, please, Tyler. Yeah, that was Juggernaut was a big character in the circle chase, which was the first Deadpool miniseries. And it's so it was nice to see that interaction on screen after fucking 30 years, So that was really nice.
And that dude's literally pulling people in half.
yeah,
like he
no, I mean,
should.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fantastic.
And all the jokes that he kept making at Thanos, the fucking
Josh Brolin.
Cable, Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
He kept calling him one-eyed. He called him one-eyed Willie at one point. You
The
know,
Goonies
reference to the Goonies,
Yeah.
and he just kept fucking delivering
No,
those
it's-
lines. That was so good.
Ryan Reynolds is obviously like the perfect
He
Deadpool.
is.
I
Yep.
mean,
He really, really is.
except for in Wolverine Origins,
Which they dispatched of,
which I love.
I
Yeah,
love it.
all that. So, yeah.
The end scene where shows him he goes back in time in the Stinger and it shows Ryan Reynolds sitting there with a script. He's like, "You're welcome, Canada." No, he said, "I finally did it. I'm finally hit the big leagues." And Deadpool just blows his brains out all over the Green Lantern script. And then Deadpool looks up and says, "You're welcome, Canada."
Have you guys ever taken a pie to the face, like cartoon style?
I haven't. I've seen a lot of that happen on TikTok, though.
It is a thing on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Casey and I did it today. It is Food Service Appreciation Week. So
We appreciate you. Blop.
we let people pull our name. We pulled names out of a hat, and they
Yeah.
got to pie us.
Not cream pie you. Pie you.
Nope. Cream pie. You guessed it.
Yep, Casey and I
Man,
both
that's
were like,
weird. The dudes with the biggest dicks got picked. That's a coincidence. Holy shit.
crazy. Which it was funny. Everybody enjoyed it, but man, the fucking smell is atrocious
Of
afterward.
the pie?
I mean, afterward, like I washed it off, went back to the hand sink, and Casey and I both cleaned it off because it was all over us.
Yeah.
But the smell of the residue is awful. I got home, Melissa
super
came to give me a
sweet,
hug
or-
and gagged. Yeah, it's this sickly sweet, and it turns
Yeah.
so fucking quickly. Like I can still smell it a
Like
little bit.
sour, like the
I
dairy
had
in
a
it?
shower and washed everything multiple times.
Yeah.
Like it's gross. It's gross.
I never would have.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that either. That's
What was
wild.
the
It's
pie
all in
made
my
of?
beard. It's just whipped cream.
Whipped cream. God.
I had a good week.
What'd you do?
I was gonna ask, how's your week been,
I
Dave?
had a good week. Nikki and I binged like the rest of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because I was like, look,
She pretty happy?
yeah. She liked it a lot, and it was like, look, Ian's gonna be done with this like fucking 2 days ago. Like we gotta like power through these 19 episodes, and she's like, all right.
Let's do it.
So we did it, and yeah, it was really good. We started on Star Wars Visions, which we're watching with Henry.
Okay. I still haven't made it. I haven't picked it back up. I only got to episode 5. I think I haven't picked it back up yet.
I saw the first one, which
What
was
did you think?
It was amazing,
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, like that Akira Kurosawa kind of like.
Yeah, exactly.
it
Oh,
was
and
really
by
good.
the way, I read a thing today that said that they're thinking about releasing Star
Nice.
Wars as an anime, like
Great.
redoing the movies
Perfect.
in anime
Great,
style.
I'm all for
Yeah,
it.
me too.
I'm
Me
good with
fucking
live
too.
action being turned into anime. It's like the other way around that bothers me.
Right, yeah.
Because I want to see I guess the same reason people like live action stuff is like they want to see that interpretation. I feel like I get that all the time. I want to see and hopefully like an actual anime studio
Yeah.
is doing it.
Didn't you enjoy the lion's expressiveness and the Lion
Lion
King?
Even like Nikki, who's like her favorite Disney movie is The Lion King. When we would go see the live action version of The Lion King,
The live CGI version.
Right. She was the one where Henry stood up and was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was like, okay, let's go. Bye, sweetie. You can watch this movie. Henry and I can go wait in the car. Yeah, when it was done, she was like, that was okay. I mean, I'd rather watch the original. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, Visions.
Visions. Yeah, so I've only watched the first 3 episodes, but I got to see the one that I knew was in there. Studio Trigger did one of them. Studio Trigger, they did an anime called Kill la Kill and Promare. They did the 3rd episode of Visions where it's like the Sith twins.
Yes.
And one turns to the
That
light
was a
side
good
and they're
one. It
fighting
was
on fucking
weird.
like a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, just in space on the outside. the Star Destroyers.
Yeah. So I thought that was good.
It was good. Did the old tropey lightsaber standing on the Star Destroyer in hyperspace trick. You know, like you do. That was weird. It was
Force,
good.
man.
It was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, wow, this is fucking out there.
It's over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it's not to its detriment. It's just I didn't know what to expect.
that studio is over the top.
Are they? Okay.
So yeah, and it's like the action stuff is really good because it's all like frantic and like, you know, like especially when they're doing the duel and she like inserts the kyber crystal into her armor and all of a sudden she's got like fucking lightsaber tentacles
Right.
essentially, and it's like, all right, yeah, this is some good. This is like a nice blend of like Star Wars and anime because
Yeah.
it's like you're taking like the best things from both of them. And I thought the first one did that too.
So far that one still remains my favorite. Just the art style in that.
Well, yeah,
one.
they lead
And
with the strongest for sure. I mean, it was really good.
It was super good.
And then the second one is I did not enjoy the second one,
Nope.
which
It was
is
stupid.
the like rock concert at the pod racing arena.
That one was really dumb.
It was pretty
weird.
dumb. Yeah, it was pretty
It
dumb.
was really dumb.
I didn't even know if like, because I was watching it, I was like, hey, they probably did this one for the kids. And I kind of looked over at Henry, and Henry's like, his eyes are glazed over. He loved that first one though, man.
Good.
Like, I mean, that was like, he was like fucking riveted watching that.
I mean, she had a lightsaber umbrella, for God's sake. How do you not get your attention on that?
And it was very Yojimbo. I mean, it was very, it was really
Love
good.
how the droids all had like bamboo hats on and stuff, you know,
Yep.
like as if to blend them in with nature
Yep.
type of thing. It was really
It
fucking
was,
cool.
It was super cool.
Why would any post Rule of Two Sith have a red lightsaber?
I don't really honestly know
Like,
the
why
lore.
just blend? Why not
Don't
just
know.
be deceptive and blend in? And
I have no idea.
There
Ian might
ever
know.
a red?
I'm sure
lightsaber
there's a
exists?
reason for it.
I have an answer because, well, and it's something I only recently found out in episode 5 of Star Wars Visions, which I watched the other day. There's a shortage of lightsabers. There's no lightsabers, but there's Jedi. And
Lightsaber stock.
yeah, just
Bye.
It's the pandemic, you know.
Yeah.
Can't get
Yeah.
laptops, and you can't get
Shakaroni,
lightsabers.
shakaroni.
Right, yeah. Did you see on Discord Paul Pig did the pepperoni stocks meme?
Now's the time.
404 Error Lord. Thank you for that.
That was good. So there's this guy who in the show who is like a lightsaber smith,
Okay.
and there's this one ruler of this system that is trying to bring all the Jedi together, and he sends out messages to the known Jedi across the galaxy. Hey, come here. We're going to try to get the Jedi Order back together, and I'm going to give you a lightsaber. I'm making lightsabers for you. And at one point, the lightsaber smith has a daughter, and she is force sensitive apparently, and knows how to use a lightsaber. But when she fires it up, it's clear. It's like just clear,
Like
I don't know
invisible
how-
kinda deal?
It's sort of, you can see it but can't see it type. You can see through it.
Okay.
Like it's almost like it's glass.
Okay.
It distorts the things behind it. so
Yeah,
you can-
yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't have a color. And she says, "Well, why does my
It's Tyler's favorite color.
it's true.
Clear.
clear?
Sure.
Why does my lightsaber not have a color?" And he explains it, which this is I've never heard this before, but apparently he explained it by saying it's sort of the color sort of when you fire it up, it sort of represents your alignment. Whether if you're good, it's gonna be, if you're like towards the good side, it's going to be like blues and yellows,
Yeah.
and towards the red, it's going to be, or bad, it's going to be red or crimson or something dark,
Sure.
obviously. And that's how they explain it. I don't know if they're trying to say that's canon, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if any of that stuff envisions.
So no
is
matter like
canon.
if
I don't know.
I don't
so
either.
if Darth Maul picks up Qui-Gon's lightsaber, it stays the color that he had it, or it
It would
transforms.
Yeah,
stay
it's
the
gonna stay
color
the color.
because at one point in Return of the Jedi, when Darth Vader captures Luke Skywalker, or Luke Skywalker turns himself in,
Right.
Darth Vader takes Luke's lightsaber and flips it on, and it's still green.
Right.
So
I mean, I
So
don't.
once it's imprinted, it stays.
I think
Well-
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I always assumed. I don't know what canon is now. I have no idea
I
what
don't
canon
either.
is
What's
now.
Mace Windu? It's purple.
But like,
That's
when
right
I
in
was
the middle. He's lawful neutral.
when I was in high school and like reading this shit, and it's like I feel like, and I don't know, I'm probably wrong, but I was under the impression that it was the crystal itself defined the color.
Well, I always thought that too, but now every time I've ever seen a kyber crystal in the movies or in this,
but see, this is new canon,
I know,
and
but
it's like I don't know anything about.
But they're
this.
all red.
Yeah.
They're all red. So I don't know.
Well, the Jedi are gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to see
That wasn't a
like,
real thing. I
the
don't-
old shit, like not rule of two Sith. I want to see Sith armies and massive Sith artifacts and like fucked up shit with the Force that I read about on the Wikipedia. Like
Yeah.
That's
fucking
all in the
black hole
books.
time sinks of where negative dark force energy is collapsing in on itself and like corrupting corners of the universe.
I read
Yeah, man. I want a horror movie set in the Star Wars universe. Is what
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I read a lot of Star
We won't-
Wars books like that are considered not canon anymore.
Right.
But they were a lot of dark shit in those
Sure.
books. And the comics were like that. At one point, the comics picked up after Return of the Jedi and Luke had become a Jedi Master. And there's this and he's starting to sort of feel the tug towards the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he's standing on a battlefield and a fucking AT-AT walks up and he just crushes it flat as a pancake with the Force and kills everyone inside. You know, that kind of thing. There's a lot of dark. And I read there was a Admiral Thrawn trilogy. They had this installation where they had developed the prototype for the Death Star hidden in this cluster of black holes. And you had to go through this special like way to get in there. But inside there, they had the original actual working prototype of the Death Star plus a giant fleet of Star Destroyers and shit. And after the Empire falls and the galaxy's in chaos, he comes out with all that shit and tries to do it again. And it's dark like that. It's good.
That's what I want to see. That's what I'm interested in.
I definitely want them to get away from like. There's a big thing that we have to blow up at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
That absolutely needs to stop. Like I feel like this is like the right time.
We have
It's
9
like, all right,
movies like that.
Right. Yeah, we're good.
We got
We're good.
9 of them. 9.
We're good.
We're good. Let's move on. Even though it was directly related, I loved Rogue Squadron, or
Yeah.
Rogue One, rather.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron's coming, apparently. They're
Oh, they're doing
that
a
as
Rogue Squadron
series.
movie.
But
Oh, a series.
I liked Rogue One a lot for that reason, because it was just a departure, right? And it
Yeah.
didn't. It did involve the Death Star plan.
I want more visions, man. I'm not even done with it yet.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's like those
one-
are really good. They're short enough to like just get through. They're like one of the things I really like about Star Wars stuff is like I can watch it with Henry, and there's a lot of there's some predictability to it, right?
Sure.
Because it's Star Wars, there's some predictability to it. Like there's a lot of anime where it's like if it's coming from an actual anime studio that's like not dealing with Western licensed shit or anything like that, it's like I don't know what's going to happen,
Right.
And that's the fun of it. It's
That
like
is.
I don't know, something like this could be like a really, cheerful kind of thing, and then something really fucking dark and horrible
Exactly.
will happen with it. It'll just blindside you, which I love that. I love that shit, but it's like I can't run that risk.
Yeah.
With Henry. So
It's
this was
fresh.
nice because it's like, hey, we can watch this anime together, and it's something that's also interesting to
Yeah,
you. So-
it's super fresh. I really liked it. I think the one about the lightsabers that I was just talking about, I
Yeah.
think you'll like that one too. I wish they would kind of expound on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
I liked the story that they started, but they're never going to finish it because it's just a one-shot episode, right? So kind of like that first one. If every episode of this was that,
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I like the variety. I like how it's all different. It's all new. It's a different style or different
you
whatever.
can just play with it. Like they have the
is.
freedom to just play with it, and it's like you
And
don't
they-
have to explain anything because they're all like bottle episodes where it's like that first episode where it's black and white. And at first Henry was like, "Why is it black and white?" And I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And
it's
then-
like sepia and black.
but that
or
melted
whatever.
away
Yeah.
like immediately because everything in it is so interesting looking
and
I-
beautiful and
Yeah.
very well drawn and animated. Just everything about it was so good.
Yeah, it was really
it
good.
hooks you right there.
Yeah.
Then they go ahead and get that shitty episode out of the way.
That second one, wow.
bad. I mean, it's like, that's no joke. That one was, I would suggest
Yikes.
everyone watch it just to see how dumb it is.
Yeah.
After that, though, the ones I've seen since then have been great.
I couldn't look Nikki in the eye in that second one because she was watching it with us too, and I was like, "Oh God, she thinks that I like this stuff."
I mean, this is what I referred to last week as chibi. I don't know if that's the right word.
It's not. Yeah, it's
No,
close.
Is it adjacent? I
Yeah,
guess
It's
maybe?
chibi-ish.
It's
Chibi-ish.
chibi-ish. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
everybody's
adjacent.
looks like a pop vinyl figurine, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh no, this sounds pretty awesome, you guys. I don't know.
And the story too.
So dumb.
And like, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty bad. That's
Yeah.
essentially a rock band where like there's a hut that apparently like ran away from Java.
Some producer's girlfriend got to write an episode.
Yeah, I mean it has
Or,
that vibe.
or boyfriend. I'm sorry, I
Right,
didn't mean to cast
sure.
the girls. I mean just the significant other who doesn't really know anything.
He's Jabba the Hutt's son. And
Which-
he moves out of the palace and goes and starts a band. And
Perfect.
picks
Yeah.
up people along the way
And
to be
he's-
in the band.
yeah.
And one of them is a fucking Jedi who can't, his lightsaber's busted. And
He's not even. I don't think he's a Jedi.
or not, he's like
he just,
a Padawan or
so
something.
like no, he's a fucking dude who just picked a lightsaber off a guy in the
God.
crowd.
Yes, you're right.
And it's
You're
like,
right.
so yeah, that Jedi was just like, well, I guess that lightsaber's gone.
We'll never have a shortage of those. There'll always be plenty of lightsabers, right?
Yeah, that fucking. I guess that bass player has my lightsaber now. I guess I don't know, fucking fill out a fucking form at the Jedi Council. Yeah, I lost my lightsaber. Where was it? Oh, at some rock concert.
But Jabba puts a fucking bounty on the kid's head, and because he's disgraced the family. And Boba
like in
Fett,
that rock music.
Boba Fett comes after him.
I thought the music was good.
the song.
Yeah, I thought the music was good. I
I
don't
did
think it was
not.
very Star Wars, but
No,
I
it
mean,
wasn't,
It was.
but-
I thought it was fine.
I didn't care for it.
And I'm a huge hypocrite because I'm also like, yeah, man, they have creative license to do whatever they want. They don't have to play within this universe. But when I don't like the art style, I'm like, they're not playing in the fucking universe. What the fuck?
Doesn't look anything like Star Wars. What's wrong with you people?
Jabba's son has hair.
Big old 80s hair metal hair. Yeah.
Yeah, and wearing the linen glasses.
He looks like Ozzy Osbourne if Ozzy Osbourne was a Hutt.
That was probably
That's maybe
that was
been where they got
probably the
that
influence. Yeah,
Ooh. Yeah, not a good one. But it's a small blight on an otherwise very good show.
yeah. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it with Henry. We didn't watch any today because we're recording, and he had Minecraft videos to watch. I get that. So that's what we watched today,
It's fair. It's fair.
where he just fucking zones out and like just absorbs all that information. And it's like, that could be math or something, but that's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It's fall break.
Wolves.
It's fall break. Absorb all this Minecraft
Yeah,
now.
that's true. Look forward to your breaks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to talk about Earth Defense Force for a minute?
Yeah.
You hear that, Dave?
I do. It sounds like the minor and major chords played by Jabba's son, which ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave reads from Wikipedia. Guys, Earth Defense Force video game is a 1991 horizontal scrolling shooter video game developed and published by Jalico. That's right.
Yes.
We're doing the
Jalico.
best of Jalico at this point.
Or just Jalico. I think it's fair to say. I don't know.
if it's a best of thing. But,
Originally an arcade game, this game was later released on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System as Super Earth Defense Force, allegedly, according to Wikipedia, dropping the two-player cooperative gaming mode while adding graphics and selectable weapons. The SNES version was released in Japan in 1991 and North America in 1992, and then it came out on the Wii Virtual Console, and it is obviously included on Nintendo Switch Online's SNES service. And that's pretty much the intro there on Wikipedia.
sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, it's a horizontal shooter. You're in a spaceship.
I would even throw it in the bullet hell category
It was.
of shooters.
It's right off the bat.
Yeah.
They come at you with everything. And I was not good at this game.
I wasn't either.
I had a lot of trouble. I played it for 20 minutes and put it down because I was just
I
frustrated.
said, like, I'm too grown for this shit. Nope. Nope.
I liked, you mentioned that they had the weapon select.
Yeah. So there's 8 weapons in the game.
7 are garbage.
I don't know about that. I think they have their strengths and weaknesses. I'm assuming
they list the strengths and weaknesses on each weapon.
They rank them, like the power, the speed, and there's another option.
Because of course I didn't beat the first level. I couldn't do it. I tried it with lots of weapons. The only thing I started watching playthroughs, like, who can do this? Every single one of them were using homing. Every single one of them.
So okay, now okay. I feel like I'm the only one at the table who like this game, and that's fine.
I can see the positive qualities of this.
Me too.
game. Its difficulty killed it.
The difficulties, yeah.
I didn't not like
up
it.
there.
I just didn't like the difficulty.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I won't try.
So
to,
I don't think this is a garbage, shittily done, poor game at all.
It's the best Jalico game we've done.
I think it's one of the best Jalico games I've played.
I'll give it that. It was just too hard for me to enjoy.
Exactly.
There was no gradual climb.
There's not.
I couldn't even get invested in it because it was too hard immediately.
It is a difficult game for sure, but I want to talk about, and I only got to the 3rd level. I couldn't even beat the 3rd level boss. And there's only 6 stages in the game, so I mean there's that. But I do think that this game is honestly there's some really cool systems going on, and that's what I think separates it from other similar games. Like Axelay or R-Type, which I think this game is better than R-Type 3 on the Super Nintendo, which is
I don't know. I think Super R-Type is better than R-Type 3rd Lightning or whatever that was on the IGN's list. So,
but what I like about my favorite thing about this game is you don't pick a ship. It's all the same ship, but you do pick from 8 weapons. And I know you said all of them are garbage, but 1. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Homing is man, super great against small fighters because homing works just like you would think it works. You hold down the fire button and it just homes in on enemies. The downside to it is you cannot control where it's shooting. So you can't prioritize your shots. And also, if bigger ships come on, man, it takes so fucking long to kill them. But I do think it's
the weakest. It's the weakest
because you can fire it fast.
So fast.
But it doesn't do as much damage per hit because that's the trade-off on all those weapons.
Right.
I can't remember the 3rd characteristic either. It's
something stupid like explosivity or something. I mean, it's like one of those where it's I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure.
It was because another issue I had, which, I mean, this is probably a personal thing, but it was some parts of it were Jim Powers-esque for me because fast scrolling background, I'm shooting bullets. I have stuff all over me. Enemies are coming from you down from above, below, from both sides. And sometimes there was the slowdown is minimal. I applaud that. That's
there
what
a little bit.
Super R-Type just fucking molasses when shit happens.
Well, what's
this
crazy
kept up okay
about that is someone has ROM hacked that. They've ROM hacked out the slowdown, and I'm terrified to play that game because it's I rely on that slowdown now to
there's so much shit. Yeah.
You need a moment. You need a moment to gather your thoughts and plan.
So there was just so much shit that I would my eyes would cross and I couldn't focus on it and I would die. Because there was which I'm sure people that are better, I'm not great at these kind of games. People that are better at it than I am probably had no problem.
Well, no, this is not an accessible, this is not baby's first horizontal shooter. It's not. I mean, it's one of those where it's I feel like you need to play some other ones before you get to this one because I think it is a difficult game. I'm not good at this genre. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those where it's I'll play as much as I can.
Right.
But there are some things that I definitely respected. And I think works.
That's a good, I respect this game, but it's, yeah.
And some of these systems I feel work so much better than, what you see in R-Types and Axelay and all that, because it's one of my biggest gripes about that genre, and I feel like I've said this on the show multiple times, is that in this genre, you typically collect power-ups. You collect power-ups, you get more you get more powerful. You get hit once and you lose everything, and you have to start from scratch.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
At a super late stage in the game, and
You
you're
may as well
when
give up. May as well
fucked.
quit. May as well quit.
You might as well quit. Exactly. This game takes care of that because there's a system in place where as you kill enemies, your ship levels up. And if you die, that experience carries over. So it's like you can get to level 4, and as you level up at each level, your gun, whichever one of the 8 weapons you selected, increases in potency. So whether that means it deals more damage or it shoots faster, in some regard, one way or another, it gets better. So if you get to like level 4, if you level your ship up to 4 and then die, when you come back, you're still at level 4. So it's not like you're struggling to get back to like where you were power wise. And I think that's really smart, and I really, really love that mechanic.
I agree with you there.
I think one thing it lacked that it needed was either some sort of way to get health back, like power, like a health.
And you can get your shields back. But you might as well not be able to do it.
Oh, it's tough.
It's
I didn't know you could do it.
It's score based, so it's like you have to get to a certain score count. Like and once it rolls over, you'll gain an extra shield back.
Yeah, I saw a guy with 5 hits.
5 is the max. And what's wild is they only show 3 on the screen. But there'll be, if you roll over when you have 3 shields, you'll just have a hidden one.
Okay, so I did not know that. That's fine.
Well, I didn't either until I read it because fuck. I mean, like I never regained shield because this game is hard. But that's another thing I like about it is it's not a you're hit once, you're dead.
You get a little bit, but it still went pretty fast for me just because it was hard.
Sure.
I figured you would also enjoy, Dave, that what is space but not a giant ocean? Because so many of these ships are based on Earth sea life, like squid ships and the giant shrimp boss.
Yeah, the prawn. Have you ever played any of the games in the Darius series? That's like it's in the same genre. And
I think I have.
That's what all that shit is. I mean, it's all like marine life, and like all the ships are like, looking like that. So I got Darius vibes from this.
And I noticed you said, I was thinking as I was playing, man, this would be fun with 2 players. And you said they took that functionality out so they could add other things.
Yeah.
It would have been neat if they could have left that in. Because I think that would have been fun to play with 2 people, especially if you could help each other in a health type situation. You know,
pick 2 different weapons that do the opposite of things.
Complement each other. Yeah.
That would have been neat.
Yeah,
if they could have done it. I realized there were probably space constraints and stuff, but I don't know.
I think it was probably I would think it'd be more a performance thing. Because I mean, like Tyler was saying, and I agree, the slowdown in this game is pretty nice because it's minimal. And
the other shit you see on the SNES, like it's impressively done.
Yeah, which is especially considering it's Jalico.
It's Jalico,
Sorry, Jalico, but I mean, it's like I played some games of yours; they weren't that great, but like this,
like R-Type, it almost feels intentional, so you can think about
it. Yeah. So,
but yeah, it was a fine game. I had, again, nothing against it. I just sucked at it. Yeah. If I ever get super bored and want to kill time trying to get better, I could probably get better at it because I've always liked this type of game.
Yeah.
But I've also never been super great at it. You know, it's just one of those things. But yeah, it was fine. And out of the Jalico games we've played so far, this one's the best. It's the most well put together one.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I would play more of it. What did end up sucking was, and I like having 2 players would be amazing, like with different guns that complement each other. Because like by stage 3, I was using the homing gun because it's like, wow, like I gotta use the homing.
It's too much
like,
to
it's
deal
too
with.
much.
Just so you can concentrate to dodge.
Right.
Just hold the fire button and just dodge and wait.
But my problem was I got to the boss of that level. Man, I mean, I'm just pouring so many shots into this boss, and it's like he ain't going down. Yeah, like it ain't happening. Like
because Snesh Drunk talks about, he says, this is a pretty fun game. I will never, ever, ever beat it because it's too fucking hard. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the classic game room guy who's like, this is one of the best games ever. Difficulties, like, it's just right. It's pretty good. It's right there. And like, where then he is just, but it is kind of shitty whenever you do have to use homing and it takes 30 minutes to beat a boss.
Yeah.
Well, and you can tell this is another quarter muncher. This is another one that was initially probably designed to keep you feeding the machine, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it would have been nice to have, and maybe there was later, and I didn't know, a screen clear from time to time.
Yeah,
would have been good.
As far as I know, that doesn't exist in the game.
Just to sort of wipe the screen and
just
be like,
to give yourself a break,
just to breathe for 10 seconds or 4 seconds, to regroup
or save for a boss if you
or
have
save
the homing
Yes, exactly.
weapon. I do think
Anxiety, the game.
I think that I liked how they did the weapons because you've got the homing and they kind of like there's like this.
Choose a different one every level if you didn't like that one or want to try something different.
And you keep your ship level. So it's like, okay, I got through the first level with homing. I got to level 2, my ship to level 2. I'll switch to S lasers. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Slazers.
And I'm still level 2. So the S lasers, the slazers are, the more powerful version. And I liked so there's the S lasers I really liked because they kind of work like homing. They're like these short lasers, maybe that's what the S is for, and they home in.
Probably right.
They don't fire as fast, but they pack a bigger punch. And it's like, I liked those because, man, you can't shoot back behind you unless you have some kind of homing weapon. And like the enemies are constantly like coming back behind you and you have to dodge their shots.
The first level, those one like turret looking enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Those things is where I gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get past them. Like,
4 or 5 on the screen, just like little pink bars everywhere.
Yeah.
and they're powerful. And every time I thought I was done with them, here's some more. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. You got the explosive weapon, which is like very short range.
Powerful though.
But it is extremely powerful. Like that's a good one to bring against a boss. The problem is getting to the boss.
On that one weapon, which
On that weapon.
Yeah, it would have been cool if like maybe like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
You could change your weapon,
Right.
If you want. You
Right.
know?
Yeah,
I know that I'm trying to make it too fucking easy
No.
now by adding all these features, but I think they would have enhanced my gameplay a little bit to be like,
Sure.
I can't do this. Bam, screen clear.
And yeah,
Once per level or something,
and that's not unheard of in the genre.
Yeah.
But one thing, I'm glad you mentioned that because like one thing that I like about this game, which actually may be a design flaw depending on how you look at it, is when you were saying you wish you could switch weapons like right before a boss. One of the things I like about this game is that I didn't feel like I was being baited by power-ups. Like in a lot of these where it's like, oh, I killed a ship, I got to go get that power up. And in the process of trying to get to that power up, I get shot down and killed. But the downside of that is you're stuck with the weapon you choose for that level. So I don't know which is
or
better.
you don't accidentally get something that sucks whenever you had something really good.
Really
Like
good.
Contra
Right.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Anything but the spread gun. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I like that there's a game like this. Like I do really respect those decisions that they made.
And they made it's proof against save scumming because it was so intense with no breaks that I couldn't save scum my way through it. It's just like,
Yeah.
save dead. Okay, we'll save dead. Save, okay, I killed this one. Save dead. Okay, one hit, dead. Fuck. Okay, I'm
well,
done.
in that case, and that's me, how I've always played a lot of these games we've done on here is save state, go back, redo the thing I fucked up. There's no opportunity. You might as well just fucking try and die and start over because you got to run it back to a point where it's like, I think I was doing okay right here.
Oh, that was the beginning of the level.
Oh yeah,
'Cause, I mean, it's nonstop.
It is.
I mean, yeah.
It just pummels you, and it's something that I struggled with, but I didn't struggle to like it. I just struggled to do well at it.
Sure.
It's very difficult. Anyone that can do that good and beat it or whatever, props, because that's a tough one.
I think that it is something that honestly any of us at this table could do if we really wanted to.
Well, and there's a pattern.
I think it's just memorizing a lot of
Exactly.
stuff and then like
Exactly.
trying to figure out what the best weapon to bring to a certain stage
It's a young
is.
man's
I mean,
game. It's a young man's game.
If you've got the
It's a
time
young,
to put
childless
into it,
man's game.
got the time, yeah, it's worth it. And I think it's fine. I think it's a good game.
What isn't a young childless man's game though?
Animal Royale.
But I mean, I've spent so much time playing that. you
Yeah, I know.
It's
but
kinda
Smash
like-
tennis.
But you can put it down. Yeah, Smash tennis. There you go. You can put it down
Yeah.
anytime. And this one's
Battleship,
like that.
Super
This one's like
Battleship.
that.
Do you guys have any achievements?
I have a couple that came in from Twitch chat. The first of which is Welcome to Earth. In order to unlock Welcome to Earth, play this game or something. And that came
There
from
you
Kana.
All right.
Play it with Will Smith, maybe.
Yeah. Take turns playing it with Will Smith.
Right,
because
yeah, you
can't
would,
play it
you
with
would have
him.
to pass the controller. You're right. Well, I can't beat this level. Can you beat it for me, please?
And then he says, as he takes the controller, "Welcome to Earth."
Punches me like an alien. And
What is that smell?
drags me across a desert. I got to experience a little bit of not being dragged across a desert, but
Speaking of that, Dune looks real good.
I haven't seen the trailer or anything. It looks
Saw
good.
the trailer at Venom. Looked fucking good.
It does look good. It's on HBO Max, so that's where I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to go to the theater,
Yeah.
but we've all heard me talk about that so far. So
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it on HBO Max. I've got aside from the board game that we played, I got like no affiliation or attachment to Dune.
I don't really either, but I did see the first movie back when I was a kid, and I liked it. It was boring, but I liked it, and I'll probably watch this just to see what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely am going to see it, but I also have a hard time, like, where's it going to go? Because I know those books go off the rails real hard, real quick.
No, I didn't read the
Just
book,
like I know, like, Ender's Game was going to go nowhere because those books go off the rails the same way, and Orson Scott Card's a piece of shit. So,
I heard that.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I got to experience the whole Will Smith, will you finish this level for me? Because Henry and I have been playing Astro's Playroom on the PS5, and which is essentially just like a tech demo, a really good tech demo for the controller. And
Oh yeah, I saw Gage showed me that. It's pretty cool.
it's
actually.
really neat, and Henry loves it.
Yeah.
So it's been like a really nice like bonding kind of thing where it's like he'll come home from daycare and be like, "Can we play Astro's Playroom?" And it's like, "Let's make sure with Mom, it's cool. You only got shit to do, all right." And then we'll play for a little bit, and he will play, and then he'll get to a point where it's like, "Can't do it." Here, and he'll hand me the controller, and I'll get to the point. I'll keep playing. He's like, "Okay, all right, okay, I can do this part." And I give it to him. So yeah, that's been fun.
Awesome.
That's why I remember the moments with my dad, those gaming moments. I want to make sure that I have those. You know, like playing Celeste with Kenna. She really enjoyed that.
Right.
And then did I talk about trying to play Final Fantasy IV with her?
No, I don't think
Because
so.
she told me, she was like, "Daddy, I can read some pretty big words now." I was like, "Oh, really? All right, let's play this game." So getting her on Final Fantasy IV, and she got past the Mist Dragon before she kind of ran out of steam. So
That's I feel like a pretty like that's like a I can see that.
but easy enough. Maybe next time, like maybe I'll sit down with Mystic Quest or something with her, so there's more action, like she's jumping and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But it's like I feel like there's every old JRPG has that moment where it's like you get over that first little climax, and then it's kind of like, okay, oh man, now I gotta like walk around town.
yeah, she was like in a she was in a desert fighting Sayhagen that were really hard. She's like, I wanted to take a break.
Yeah, right. Second achievement I've got is my name is Kang, and this is my sister Kodos. Hello. In order to unlock my name is Kang, and this is my sister Kodos. Hello. Beat this game while watching all the episodes of The Simpsons that guest star the alien duo. And that came in from Cthusiast Jeffy Lube. And then the final achievement I have is EDF DTF. In order to unlock EDF DTF, take your partner to Pound Town after beating Earth Defense Force. That came in from Sandwich Pokeville.
All right.
So thank you guys. Do you guys have any achievements for the game?
I have one.
Okay.
Defender, I hardly know her.
All right.
And to get that one, you think while you play this game, you think fondly back to your youth at the game that introduced you to this genre, Defender.
Defender. Yeah, I was never good at Defender.
I
which
loved Defender.
is probably why I'm not good at this genre.
I was actually good at Defender.
Yeah.
But I just love it. I love it. It's so cool the way things explode into dots, you know, and the lasers are like just everywhere. It's just carnage and destruction. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me think about Defender, not because they're similar or anything. Just it's the same type
It's
of
the
game.
roots, right?
But that's the first one of those games that I ever played, and
All
I
right.
love it. So there you go.
I've also got one.
Okay.
You got that boom, boom, pow.
Oh my God! All right, I said this on Discord. I don't know if everyone gets one. The quota is you get one Black Eyed Peas reference per year. If you go over that quota, I'm calling the police.
or possibly animal control.
Or yeah.
They'll do about the same thing.
Oh yeah, we saw. Oh yeah, we watched Tyler make that Black Eyed Peas reference. Yeah, we saw.
What are you
him.
gonna fucking do? What are you gonna fucking do? Yeah, I should have been walking around here not making Black Eyed Peas references. Should have wore some earplugs, man. You don't know what you gotta run into. No, that is play the game and die while having the grenade weapon. So you've got the boom, boom, and then pow. You're dead.
How is you dying?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, nice. I got some questions for you guys if you're interested in that. Yeah. First question.
Where do you get off?
Where do you get off? Jalico, making some good decisions for once. What the fuck?
It was
on,
early.
in, or around my wife?
It was early on in the Super Nintendo release.
It
so,
was.
you know,
And it was based on an arcade game they did.
that was
So there's that,
apparently
too.
successful.
So,
So
like,
yeah,
as far as I know, none of the Rushing Beat series games were in the arcade
Right.
first. So I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. The first question I have is, if you were to buy Earth Defense Force, which, by the way, there is a series of games that is going on currently that is Earth Defense Force, which is what I thought this was like the precursor to. They're completely unrelated. Because, like, I guess I don't remember what if it was PlayStation 2, I think it might have started on. I can't remember. But it's essentially like this like third-person shooter where you're like fighting giant bugs. And that has nothing to do with this. But it shares a name. So, so that's why last episode I was excited because I was like, oh, wow, we kind of like get to like play something.
See
that-
where it started.
Yeah, it has a pedigree. No, no, not so much.
No, that's Defense Force of Earth.
But if you guys were to buy a copy of Earth Defense Force loose, how much do you think you would pay for it?
$10.83.
$10.83 from Ian. Okay.
Since this came out so early, because you see most of the rare releases are popular games or end of like in 96, 97. I'm going to say it's probably still uncommon, but came out early enough. $17.
It is uncommon. You are correct. And it did come out in 1992, so it is a very early release. Actual retail value of Earth Defense Force for the Super Nintendo, loose, on average, according to PriceCharting.com, is $19.80.
Good guess, Tyler.
Very good guess. Very close.
Got my horseshoes and hand grenades.
Do you think it's worth it?
I do.
Yeah.
I think it would be worth it. Yeah.
I think if I saw, I don't know that I would go out
You
of
get
my
COVID, this might be a game to play.
way. Yeah, you got 10 days.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I would buy this. Like, I don't know if I'd seek it out online, but I do think if I saw it like at a shop or something and I had $20 in my pocket, then it would be like, okay,
Snacks it up,
time
yeah.
to purchase this game for the
Yeah.
collection. Yeah. Tyler, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would give it the beard of pubes my penis has whenever Melissa puts on her lingerie that it's just tits out lingerie
Yeah.
because my penis is so incredibly hard. like this game is.
I was like, when you shoot homing cum,
That would be so cum shot.
that would be so fucking cum shot. Can you guys believe Jalico made a cum shot game? Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of glasses would it be?
The glassy sheen of pre-cum from that hard penis whenever my wife wears the lingerie that I have.
Excellent. Excellent.
Also very hard.
It's super hard.
Diamond
pre-cum.
hard pre-cum.
Man, I have to go to the urologist all the time for my super hard pre-cum.
Yep.
They just
It's
did,
debilitating.
they just gave me a tiny hammer.
Kidney stones of the
Stop
penis.
coming
Yeah.
here.
Sir, why is this lightsaber milky white with a tinge of yellow? Oh, because I power it with my hard pre-cum crystals.
You know that one video where the guy puts the glass rod in his pee hole
Of
and then
course.
beats it with a hammer so
We're
it breaks
Jedi,
up?
sir. Of course we know.
What are you doing? Making kyber crystals?
I don't know, a milky.
I'm a sabersmith.
Was that Mr. Glass or was that just jars up his butt? I can't remember. Can't remember. That's the same guy.
I think a milky white lightsaber would be cool looking.
Well, I know how to make one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like one of my favorite. I was looking into. I think it was when I was playing KOTOR or something like that. Because I was like, what about white lightsabers? I like the white
Yeah.
lightsaber, and I know like Luke's in the beginning was like kind of white-ish,
Like a whitish blue.
right. And then apparently, I guess in the old canon, I don't know what it's like in the new canon, but that was like the white was the color of the lightsaber that like the neutral Force users, like kind of like enforcers,
Another
kind of use.
another aspect I've always been like, that's super interesting to me.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be like in video games where it's like I'm choosing all of the neutral decisions and I'm gonna get a boring outcome. So I don't know. That's always like a pet peeve of mine in games where it's like Renegade or like Paragon, and it's like if you're not those two,
Yep. If you're not extreme,
you're gonna
then
have a
you're not
forgettable
American.
experience. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Are you sensible? Not in space. Not in space. Sorry.
Nothing sensible in space. I've always said that.
I mean, I'll fuck an alien. Like I feel like we only have two axes here. We need another one.
So we
where
play
it's like-
Mass Effect. Just fuck a bunch of aliens.
I mean, I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck Ashley and Caden. No. You're fucking some aliens.
Look, I love Mass Effect 2, but I probably never would have played it had I not been told, yeah, you get to fuck one of these. You get a fucking alien if you want to.
Talizora Voss Normandy?
Yeah, of course.
Number 2, just hold out. It's fine.
Let's see.
Tally was best Mass Effect girl.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with you. Do you guys think that Earth Defense Force belongs on TADPOG's top 100?
I think it might have a place there.
I think it could be a contender. I don't know if I would solidly say yes, but I do think that, I don't know, it depends if we want to add something because it's different.
Right. If you're trying to cover genres, maybe this would be the one from that genre. But it would also depend on what else.
Well,
we've
could
said
this
would be up
replace
there.
Axelay, Gradius 3, Third Lightning, the other side-scrolling shooters?
In my opinion, yes. But I feel like that would probably piss some fans of the genre off. But, I mean, it's our list.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
So I don't know. I'm with a solid maybe.
Yeah, maybe is a good answer there because it's hard to say until
neutral
you have
answer.
the list.
Good neutral safe answer.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
but I mean,
We'll see.
I haven't finished this game, nor have I haven't, because I'm not really super knowledgeable in this genre. It's like, I don't know. Who am I to fucking say?
Right.
I think it's cool that like they've done these different things with it, but I mean, I don't. Sure. Are you happy? Sure. You got that, Dig Dougie, when you're putting this list together for sure next to this one.
Shrug emoji.
Do you guys want to guess what Flopsy rated this game?
I'd probably say they gave it a 3.5 stars.
3.5 stars out of 5. What do you think, Tyler?
I'm going to say it pissed them off a little bit. And I'll say 2.5 stars.
What do you think might have pissed them off about it?
The difficulty.
The difficulty. Okay.
Because I think they don't play their games all the way through.
Right.
I think they like to get a nice surface level because there are so many. And this would
We
probably
know what that's like.
Yeah, I do that every week.
All right. Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998, by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike, gave this game 3.5 stars, Ian. You nailed it right on the head.
Cool.
And I feel like that is appropriate.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like that's appropriate. For once, I'm not like irate with Flopsy.
I don't think it's like content rich enough or story driven enough to get it up there into the 4 and 5 star range. You know, it's not a long term experience
Or to base a podcast on.
Right.
Because, I mean, there ain't a lot of shit to talk
Not
about
really.
in this game.
And, yeah, but I think its execution was good enough to earn it the 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's right there, right where I feel like it should be.
They do call it in the reflections section. They do call it an actual quote Nintendo hard unquote game. So that never lets up. So even its opening act doesn't hold your hand.
Nope.
Yeah, which is true.
Sounds like they may have actually played this one.
Yeah. It was reviewed by J.E., which of course is Josh Edwards. So,
Yep.
Josh, if you can get me in touch with Pat Contry, I would like to do some contract work for him as well.
Contract work.
Contract, yeah.
Got any more questions?
Got a couple more questions.
Oh, Ross,
Yay.
Ross had an
I
easier week.
got a couple more questions if you guys are interested. I do have a quiz from Ross Rachel Green entitled Back on Top Form. Ross begins, I am back after an unscheduled break. Long story short, it was a hectic week, and I simply didn't have enough time to put all my love, penis, into a quiz good enough for an artisanal podcast like this. But I am back, rested, and ready for debauchery. Me and the current wife, nice, have binged Squid Game hard.
Oh my fucking God.
I know I need to watch this. Paul Korn was talking to me about this.
I've got 3 episodes of that shit left.
Yeah.
I need Tanya to get off her ass and watch that. I'm having a Full Metal Alchemist moment on this show with Tanya because she's had other shit. It's October.
You're
We're watching horror
ahead?
movies. No,
you are watching it together.
We are.
Okay, good. I was about to say, if you're watching ahead, you fucked up.
I meant to bring this up earlier. Squid Game is probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long. It surprised the shit out of me.
I got to get on it.
As to how good it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I had no idea. I love when I get to watch something that I see that is obviously being talked a lot about and stuff. But I don't know what the fuck it is, and I just give it a shot, and it turns out to be awesome. So, yes.
A shot of that rock hard pre-cum.
Yeah, all the rock hard pre-com.
Kidney stones, but that's your dick.
It's a good show. Y'all should, I know you should watch it too, Tyler. It's just good. I don't know what else to say about it.
RCAJ watched it all and really enjoyed it.
Highly recommend.
I've heard really good things about it.
It lives up to the hype. People are hyping the shit out of it, and there is good reason for it. It's some great storytelling.
Yeah.
It's never boring. It's like just I can't wait to finish the season.
Netflix has been like really fucking wanting me to watch because like I'll watch anything and it's like, yo, we know that you will like Squid Game.
You will like Squid
You're like,
Game.
yo, did you just finish Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Watch Squid Game right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to work. It's cool. Just watch Squid Game.
According to Netflix and whoever keeps track of this stuff, this is rapidly approaching the most watched show ever on Netflix.
Wow.
It's just been that big of a hit.
Wow.
And I told Tanya about it. I didn't know anything about it. I said, this show looks really good, and I've seen some things. It's like these people go on this.
I've seen some TikToks.
Yeah. The TikToks fucking crack me up.
I don't get them.
I get them.
but I've seen
You
them.
will, and it's funny. But I told her, I'm like, she thought it was just a game show, like a legit, like an actual game show. I'm like, no.
Hollywood Squares.
It's about people who
With
are
squid.
broke and they go play this game where they die. You know, if they don't, in their children's games like red light, green light. She's like, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. We got
Good
to
month for it to come out.
It
too.
is,
I
and
mean,
we
that
got
helps it. I think
it's tough. I mean, it is a emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
It really wears you out. We had to pause just because it was too much. At this point, we were like, okay, let's take a break. So we're 2 days away from having watched the recent one we watched, and I'm just like chomping at the bit. I'm like, please, I want to watch this.
Yeah.
I'm going to deliver an ultimatum.
Yeah.
soon.
Oh wow.
Which is either we watch it now, or
we're adopting that pit bull.
we're getting that pit bull. We watch it now, or I'm watching ahead because I want to see how the season ends.
Because I took RC AJ has been talking about how she kind of is interested in maybe becoming a vegetarian or a vegan. So I took her and Choco Chica to branch out to try, some of the okay, this is good vegan food. Here you go.
Sure.
Which they both didn't really care for it. And halfway through, they just said, "Hey, Squid Game," and started playing Red Light, Green Light in the open, empty restaurant.
All right. Great start.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the Squid Game? Okay.
It's so good.
Ma'am, you can't say squid in this restaurant.
Right. You're right. Quinoa game. That's what we play.
Ross continues. Me and the current wife have binged Squid Game hard over the past few days. It's so fantastically good that I am now in that pit of despair knowing I won't watch anything that good for a while.
I get it.
It's so hard being me. And I will say, I know we're not doing the Patreon Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode, but I will tell you this, that the melancholy I felt when that anime was over was fucking deep.
It was.
And it was like the
really
next
was.
day.
Like, what is life?
Where do I get my serotonin now?
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those, and it's like that's always like the sign of a that was a good thing. Ross continues. Also, my old Office PC isn't Windows 11 compatible, so I have a choice of leaving it as is or upgrading the CPU, or finding a way to just force Windows 11 on. I'll probably do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So SNES games on IGN's list, numbers 80 through 71. Shall we begin?
Let's.
80. This is like Squid Game, right? This is exactly like Squid Game.
That's why he's so good at quizzes, and that's why he likes Squid Game so much, because it's so much like his quizzes.
Speaking of Squid Game, I'm assuming that Backlog Banisher Dane sent over a quiz entitled TADPOG High Stakes Trivia. So that's meant for us. And I said, okay, this will be a break in case of emergency quiz. For sure. But the fact that it says high stakes trivia, this is probably a Squid Game thing, right?
Could be. It very well could be.
He says, if you use it, please feel free to curse me on air if you feel so inclined. So they're going to be questions about our own show that we don't know, is what it's going to be, which is not a surprise because I don't know a lot about this show.
I don't either.
Do you want, since Full Metal is over, do you guys want a little bump of serotonin for 2 seconds?
Sure.
Because I'll give you instant. Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, if you want to.
Robin Hood and Little John Walker.
There you feel that?
Yeah.
That's some happiness.
That
Just
is.
a little bit of happiness right there.
That is good. I like that. It reminds me, I need to get my fox in Animal Royale dressed up as Robin Hood still.
I need to play some Animal Royale.
I haven't played it in like a week.
I haven't either, and I'm missing it hard. I brought all my gear in to play, and I sat down, started watching TV, and was like, I don't want to play video games. I've done that 3 times.
We've been watching it was legit. Like, we're watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We're getting through fucking 20 episodes in a week. We're doing it. So it's like, anytime Nikki's awake, it's like, hey, you want to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Let's do it.
All right, so I got to finish it again by Saturday, so I'm caught up to where we can talk about it. Okay.
That's okay.
sure
I
you
probably
remember it
will
all.
forget everything I've seen anyway. I'll be like, who?
That's what I'm scared of. That's why I want to do it immediately because it's like I can feel it as if these tiny shadow
No, the
hands are touching
armor kid.
It's pulling it away from me.
Yeah, it is. Number 80.
You're the clap magic the armor kid can do. What? Damn it.
The clap magic. That was my nickname in high school.
That's weird. That was my band's name in high school.
Number 80. Just kidding. I didn't have sex in high school. Number 80. This game is the first of a series of 3 games spanning 2 home consoles and a handheld, which has been a launch title on all machines.
All right, one more time, sorry.
This game is the first of a series of 3 games spanning 2 home consoles and a handheld, which has been a launch title on all machines. A series. It's the first of a series of 3 games.
So it's got to be like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy?
2 home consoles and a handheld. Yeah, potentially. But the part I don't get is which has been a launch title on all machines. So Super Mario...
It's Super Mario something.
Not World, because that's up there. Super Mario All-Stars. Has to be.
I think All Stars is higher than that though.
Yeah.
Because we did All Stars in my old house. Because remember, Tim Bear was on for that one, and it was a cursed audio episode.
Yeah,
so that was way higher on the list.
We should redo that episode.
Yep. I think it's a good idea.
Was there like a Mario Party, or did they have those yet? They
No,
didn't.
that
have
was in
those yet.
64.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe it's not Mario.
Other launch games.
This game is the first of a series of 3 games spanning 2 home consoles and a handheld, which has been a launch title on all machines.
But it wouldn't be something like Zelda though, because the first Zelda came out on Nintendo, and
it wouldn't be the first.
SNES.
This is 80.
I mean, F-Zero was a launch title on Super Nintendo. Was it also a launch title on GameCube? Because I know it was on GameCube.
It's on GameCube. I don't know if it's a launch title.
And I feel like there might have been a handheld one for like DS or something like that.
Oh, DS. Yeah.
All right. Hey man, I'm down to try F-Zero. Because I
feel
don't
like
know.
it was lower on the list. But I also don't feel like it was a tens either.
I think I might. If it's not F-Zero, it might be Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings is a good one.
Because Pilot Wings was a launch.
Miller was
for
on that one pretty
SNES.
early.
Miller was on that one, and it was an early one because that one we recorded at my house.
Because we have
That
Pilot
would
Wings.
have been earlier than your
Pilot Wings
house.
64.
Right, Pilot Wings 64
And then a
I-
DS?
DS. I know there was a DS or 3DS version. I don't know if it was launched.
Pilot Wings, I'm good with that.
That sounds good.
All right, Pilot Wings.
I might even say that does sound like a tens one too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Pilot Wings, locking it in. It's Pilot Wings, baby.
Nice.
Good
Pilot
pull.
Wings.
Good pull.
Oof. Next question. I'm glad you mentioned F-Zero, though. We got to remember that. 79. This game, subtitled The Quest for Identity, is recognized as the best-selling French video game of all time. This is Evo.
Yep.
What's the full title of Evo? Evo. The
Evo,
Quest for Identity.
Yeah, that game that Tony likes and Dennis likes.
Yeah. It is Evo, right?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. You're locking it in.
we did that one at your
I'm
old
so
house, too.
sorry. It's flashback.
Oh man.
Damn it.
Evo was right around that time though.
Evo was around that time.
Remember, maybe it'll be.
Flashback, of course. I would have thought about French.
We
long
did
enough.
that
I
in
might
your
have gotten
office. We
there.
had just moved into your office.
Yeah. Next question. 78. This game starred 5 playable characters, each with their own levels at first, before being able to choose which character you play the rest of the game as.
Dragon Age Origins.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you say Dragon AIDS?
Dragon Age Origins.
I don't even know if Magic Johnson could get over that.
That's bad.
That's horrible.
the worst AIDS.
Damn, you got
No.
Dragon AIDS?
Magic Johnson has the best AIDS.
Man, even money can't cure Dragon AIDS.
Convenience AIDS. The best AIDS.
5 playable characters, each with their own levels at first. Dragon Age Origins was such a good game.
It was. Fuck yeah, it was.
Before being able to choose which character you play the rest of the game as. Man, I wish there was like a genre included in here. That might make it too easy, but 5 playable characters.
Shit, man. 78. 5 playable characters. They each had their own level to start out, like a tutorial level.
Oh, I don't know if it's this low on the list, but X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Because
We did that in Atlanta pretty early.
because every character has their own
Good,
level,
man,
and
that's
then
really good.
once you're through all those, you can choose whoever you want to play as.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Locking it in. It's X-Men Mutant Apocalypse.
So the next one's Bioshock then.
Yes. Well, no. I know. I'm sorry. I'm reading ahead. I know what it is, but you will too in a second. 77 in this game because he's just doing IGNs.
Oh,
This is 77th on IGNs, right? In this game, the player takes on the role of, and here's where you'll get it, Jake Armitage, a man suffering from amnesia after having been critically wounded by assassins.
Shadowrun.
It is Shadowrun for sure. Locking it in, Shadowrun.
So the next one's Soul Blazer then.
76. In this game, you play as a divine warrior sent to liberate the frail empire.
Soul Blazer.
Nice. Soul Blazer locking it in.
Keep doing that.
It
It's
is.
working.
Because those were the TADPOG classic episodes where I talk about all my early sexual adventures.
75. This is the first game in its long-running series to use the startup audio tag EA Sports. It's in the game. Is that NHL? Because I feel like the first EA Sports game was hockey. NHL 94?
Because we did a football game that Tyler Dunnigan was on, and he had the first bleep with Dan Marino. We did that in the first studio.
Okay, maybe it was that then. But I can't imagine Madden being like ranked lower than NHL.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. I don't remember recording that episode with Tyler Dunnigan.
But I say NHL, 94?
I think 94 was the one
Yeah.
that was on the list.
I think it was. I'm good with that.
Ian?
Yeah, sure. I don't know, so I can't really contribute here. But yeah, I think that'll be fine.
All right. We'll try it. Sorry if it's Madden. NHL 94, logging it in. It is Madden NFL 94. We had the year.
Yeah,
We had the year.
Half credit.
Sorry, man. Next question. 74. This game was scored by Yasuhiro Kawasaki. Moto Haigyo, the influential manga artist, is credited with the character designs, and novelist Mariko Ohara worked on the story. Okay, so it was probably a Japanese game. Mega Man X3?
That was the lowest one. And we did that one in the first studio.
I don't remember recording it, so I don't know if that's in the 74 range. Did we record it in the same room?
I mean, Mega Man X3 wasn't very good, so
It wasn't.
It could be that low. Because remember, that was very early, and that's where we talked about what we called our penises when we were little.
Right. Yeah, that's the Gooter origin.
Gooter origin.
Right.
Yeah.
And the worm origin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man X3, why not?
You want to?
I mean, the story to that would be, who was the guy who created Mega Man? Is that the same guy who did X? Would that be?
I don't know if Inafune did X or not. The only reason Mega Man came to mind is because manga artist was mentioned. But I don't know. We can take.
You're right. It's very, very Japanese. Yeah, I don't have anything better.
We can take our time. I mean, because
I won't think of anything better than X3.
What if it's UN Squadron?
I feel like that was higher on the list, though.
I don't know. I don't remember.
UN Squadron did have the anime portraits.
And it was an anime as well. There is a UN, whatever it's based on. I can't remember the original title of it, but there's an anime apparently out there for it. Or maybe it's a manga. And a novelist is involved. Maybe it's not Mega Man X3.
UN Squadron. You're right. You convinced me. UN Squadron.
Fuck, man. I don't know. I also convinced you that it was NHL 94.
I'll buy snow from you. Yeah, come on, man.
I'm convinced.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
UN Squad. Fucking.
I can't think of anything.
What do we win for these?
Right, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Honor. We also lose more honor than we gain by getting it right.
Yeah. UN Squadron, logging it in. Yeah. It is Illusion of Gaia.
I would never have gotten there.
Never have gotten
there.
Illusion of Gaia. Wow.
Our longest episode at that point by a mile.
How long was that?
2.5 hours, I think.
Oh, man. It's child's play at this point.
Now it is, yeah.
Rookie
Back
shit.
then, that was when we were trying to keep it at an hour, but we
Yeah.
talked about every aspect of that game. That was
Yeah.
like walkthrough style, 2.5 hours.
Next question, 73. This game does not, despite the title, star a boxer or chocolate-covered biscuit treat.
Vander Holyfield, Tyson,
Nope, not going to be any of that.
chocolate biscuit treat. So biscuit, by biscuit, he means cookie.
Cookie.
A chocolate covered biscuit treat.
Yoshi's Cookie. Is there a fucking boxer on the cover of that? There's not, right?
Yeah, where would boxer come from?
Chocolate covered biscuit treat.
What's a boxer who's also named after a cookie?
This game does not.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Does not. Sugar Ray. This game does not, despite the title. The title. Okay. So I was thinking box art. And you think title. Star a boxer or chocolate covered biscuit treat.
Think of boxers.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson.
George Foreman. Lennox Lewis.
I'm going to start thinking about a chocolate biscuit treat.
Well, I was thinking if
Oreos.
we could
Hydrox.
say the name of the. It's the name.
Tyson's Hydrox Adventures.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, is there a boxer named Yoshi?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Probably a Japanese boxer at some point has been named Yoshi.
I mean, Hamato Yoshi, I saw him throwing fists.
But he specifically said a chocolate covered cookie.
Yeah, he does
biscuit
a
treat.
chocolate covered biscuit treat.
So it's it's a cookie that's chocolate
Covered in
covered.
chocolate? An EL fudge. Holyfield EL fudge.
Thin Mint.
Locking it in.
Tyson's Thin Mints Adventures. Fudge Stripe.
Foreman fudge stripe.
Fudge Stripe.
You want to pass on it? Come back. Oh, Tyler's got it.
Joe and Mac, Lost in the Tropics.
Is there?
Because could there be
Explain
a
it to
boxer
me.
with Joe and Mac? Is there like I could see that being a cookie over
That
in
might might be like a
Tropics?
cookie in England that's chocolate covered biscuit.
Now I'm just trying to think of shit I know it's gonna be low.
I thought we already hit Joe and Mac. Lost in the Tropics. Back,
Did we?
back
Maybe
there.
we did.
I don't remember. I do not remember.
Shit, I don't know. Fuck.
Let's
man.
pass. Let's pass for now. Pass for now.
Okay,
We'll
pass
come
for
back.
now,
We'll
pass
come
for
back.
now, pass for now.
All right. 72. This game was initially developed as RPM 2, a sequel to the company's SNES game RPM Racing. At the end of the project, Interplay marketed, adding licensed music, and changed the name. This is Rock and Roll Racing, 100%. Locking it
Very
in.
good.
RPM Racing is what we're going to get to, what I believe is like radical psycho something racing. And
Perfect.
And it is horrible. I've read so many articles about this RPM Racing being really super bad. Rock and Roll Racing, lock it in. It is Rock and Roll Racing.
And that's the one we can't play on Twitch, right? Because of the licensed music.
Yeah, you can get, especially with the remaster, because Blizzard remastered it.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I think they might have had a streaming mode for that. Okay, so what was the game that we did between Illusion of Gaia and Rock and Roll Racing?
God.
That was titled with a fucking boxer, a boxer or chocolate covered biscuit treat.
Oh, an Actraiser.
Oh.
You know, the delicious cookie.
He said,
Give me the Actraiser, shoving me boat race.
Or this game does not, despite the title, star a boxer or chocolate covered biscuit treat. So the way it's worded, it could be both, or it could just be one.
I think it's probably still
A Marmaduke. Marmaduke was a boxer, right? Oh, we see a Great Dane.
Sonny listed.
chocolate covered biscuit
God,
treat.
this is the worst. I can't get it. All right, skipping, pass. All right, 71. This game features two antagonists. Great. Iban Kilbaba, the son of the previous game's antagonist, and Carlos Ortega, the notorious South American drug lord. This is Jungle Strike, right?
Oh, good job. Yeah, I would not.
Or is it Desert Strike?
Jungle Strike
It
was
would
earlier.
it sounds like it would be Jungle Strike.
Right. Jungle Strike.
Because
Like South America,
Yeah.
jungle.
Okay,
That-
because there's Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, and Urban Strike. And I think it's in that order, but I'm not 100%
I think you're right,
positive.
too.
it makes sense that Desert Strike would be the first one because of the Gulf War and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Jungle Strike.
Yep.
All right, logging it in. There's Jungle Strike.
Nice.
Well done.
Good job.
Next question is a fuck, marry, kill, which means we need to go back to 73. This game does not, despite the title, star a boxer or chocolate-covered biscuit treat. I see how you got to Joe and Mac now because of Little Mac.
Yeah.
And a macar-
That makes more sense than
and
whatever I thought.
Smoking
to
Joe
get there.
Frazier
and yeah, there you go.
was a boxer.
And is a macaroon a thing?
Yes, it's a
Is it a chocolate-covered biscuit treat?
It sort of is.
I don't know. Is it?
A macaroon. I
That's
mean,
that's like
it's like it's a chewy cookie. Like it's colorful and has the.
it's like a meringue. Though,
It's
Yeah.
that.
right?
Yeah, it's more like a
Okay.
baked
It's
meringue.
that thing. Okay. Because I'm about to say, Mac is in the title, definitely, if that's the case. But,
Just Yoshi's cookie. Fucking.
I have no guesses.
No.
I
I
have no guesses.
I don't have anything either.
Yoshi's cookie.
You win this one.
You win, Ross. Logging it in. It is fucking Pocky and Rocky 2.
Oh my
God
And
damn
I even
it.
know Pockies and I know Rocky.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well done. Well done.
You tricky motherfucker.
Yeah. We didn't even dive into the realm of fictional
No,
boxers.
Joe Frazier and macaroons.
Yeah, no. How do we not even think about Rocky?
Nope, not at all.
If one
we
of us
were
had
thinking
said
real life
Rocky,
boxers. So it was,
In my defense, I've never seen a Rocky movie, so it's not my fault.
No, it's not your fault. I've seen them all. It's
my fault.
And I still
It's-
didn't
it's
come
on-
up
it's
with
on me
Rocky.
in the end.
It's you guys. But I've probably eaten enough Pocky to cover both of you, so it's equally my fault.
Have you seen the preview for the director's cut of Rocky 4?
no.
Sylvester Stallone is releasing a new cut of Rocky 4. And it
Okay.
looks fucking amazing. They cut out all the dumb shit, like the robot at the beginning, and
No.
all that shit.
Is it-
The robot butler. Howdy, the robot butler.
Is it 40 minutes long? Because I think that'd be great.
It's 40 minutes longer.
Longer? They got rid of a robot butler and made it longer somehow?
Added a bunch of cut scenes, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But in the way they show the trailer, it actually makes I'm excited. I want to see it. They're going to show it in theaters like one day this month or in November, and then they're going to put it out
Melissa
on
want to see
streaming.
that a lot. Okay.
I'm in for that.
She a big fan of the Rocky
She
series?
loves. Yeah, she bought it for me to watch. Yeah, she loves Rocky
Such good movies. To a point.
I've heard. Yeah. At this point, it's kind of like,
I don't know that it would live up to the hype
Right.
for you, but they're good movies.
And it's been like totally Seinfeld syndromed, where it's like Adrian climbing the fucking like steps and like all that shit. I said
punching meat.
Country is shit. Steps.
Stay up.
I had fucking 3 syllables in it.
Hustling up my step.
I'd give them a watch sometime if I were you, just to say you'd seen them, and I think you'll like them. But it's not one of those.
I don't
things
need the
you should-
cred.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. Fair
That's
enough.
a young man's game. Watching shit for cred. Next question. Fuck, marry, kill. Mexican food, Chinese food, Indian food.
Well, it's pretty easy for me.
Okay, what you got?
I'm gonna kill Indian food because I'm just not.
Don't dig on the
it's not
Indian
my-
food.
It's not my style.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck Chinese food and I'm gonna marry Mexican food, just like I'm gonna marry Taco John's last week.
It's a whole lot of Mexican going on.
It is. It is.
Going on at Taco John's. Tyler, what do you think?
I am going to do like the inverse of Ian. I'm going to marry Indian food.
Okay.
I
This
fucking
doesn't
love
surprise
Indian
me.
Food. I'm going to fuck Chinese food.
Okay.
And I'm going to kill Mexican food,
All right.
which is hard. I do love Mexican food, but I feel like
Me too.
Mexican is that Jim Gaffigan bit where it's just meat, cheese, and
It's the
vegetables.
different. Yeah, it's just arranged differently. Yeah.
Meat, cheese, and a
And I'm
tortilla.
sort of
Yeah.
I'm sort of a basic bitch, so I'm good with that. With that 3 ingredients.
Dude, I love Mexican
too.
food.
I-
I love Mexican food.
We eat tacos every single week.
I love Chinese food.
I do too.
I love Indian food. This is a problem. But, and this does pain me to say it, I am going to kill Indian food. And this is why, because Thai is not on the list. And I can substitute Thai for Indian.
Okay.
It's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same. But for me, it fills the same slot.
Okay.
Because like Mexican food, I can't fill that with another. Like what what am I gonna do?
Text message is the best you can do.
Yeah, and fuck that.
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Chinese food, I guess I could fill that with a Thai slot. Maybe.
I don't know. Something about just
This is a tough one, Ross. But I think I'm gonna end up killing Indian food, and that really does pain me because I do like Indian food quite a bit. Maybe if we had a good Indian restaurant nearby, that would
You have to drive to Clarksville. It's the closest one.
that would like turn me on it because like turn my decision around because I feel like we have
You
a
could
lot
do
of Mexican
Korean
restaurants.
food and replace
and
Chinese food.
I do like Korean food. We even have I don't know if we
You
have
could do
the-
Vietnamese and
right.
replace
Even though I
Chinese.
don't like the Vietnamese restaurant we have, I don't know if it's still there or not.
It's
but,
not.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
I drove out there to go, and it was gone.
Yeah.
that place out there by Coles where it used
Yeah.
to
Horribly named Good Morning Vietnam. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. They should yell it when you call.
Anytime somebody walks in the door,
Good morning, Vietnam. And then everyone's just like, please fucking stop.
And I'm out.
We can handle
it's
this.
the button on the table. That's how you call your server over.
Yeah, right. No, when there's a wait, they give you those buzzers, and that goes off. So yeah, I'm sorry.
But I want to say
food.
they had like a family emergency and had to drop the restaurant and leave.
that really sucks.
I think that's what happened.
That's too bad.
I didn't like the food, and I like Vietnamese food.
Yeah.
I didn't like what we ordered. I mean, it wasn't like horrible, but it also wasn't like I want this every day.
You can get great pho at the Thai restaurant in town. So
Yeah. All right. I'm killing Indian. I'm sorry. I love you, but this is hard. Chinese food is like super fucking weirdly comfort food for me, and so is
Yeah.
Mexican. So it's like I'm gonna fuck Chinese food. I'm gonna marry Mexican food. I'm not trying to copy you, Ian. It's
No, it's
just
fine.
our souls are the same in this way.
In this way.
That was tough, Ross.
That's a hard question.
God, that was tougher than a fucking boxer or chocolate biscuit treat.
God.
Next question. Fuck, marry, kill. Hey, Arnold. Recess. Rugrats.
I don't know Recess.
I don't know what the
That's
fuck
easy.
Recess is. What is
I
Recess?
watched a little bit of Recess. It was an ABC way past all of our times.
What was it about? Recess?
Kids at Recess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm killing Recess.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking Rugrats. And then I'm gonna marry Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold.
Wait, let's go
fucking
back to
great.
fucking
I'm gonna fuck
Rugrats.
those Rugrats. Hey Arnold is a fucking fantastic.
It is a
Nick
good
Tune.
show.
I've
I
heard
wish
it's good.
they were supposed to spin it off onto MTV.
And it was going to be like the sad
Patakis.
Patakis show. It was going to be like kind of real.
Yeah,
Like
apparently it was too dark.
why she was such a pain in the ass. Like, because her home life was shit.
Her mother's an alcoholic. Her dad's abusive, and
I'm kind of glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, it seems like a weird thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she was a stalker. So
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have enjoyed that at all. But I did very, very, very much like Hey Arnold. And I saw that as an adult because, you know, my kids watched it and I watched it with them. I had a lot of love for that show. So I'm marrying that.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck Recess because I've got to kill the Rugrats. I hated that
Oh,
show.
man.
I never liked it. It
Oh.
bothered me. It just made me uncomfortable.
Sure.
I just hated it. So even though I don't know anything about Recess, I'm gonna fuck it and kill Rugrats.
You're gonna have a intimate encounter with Recess. I'm gonna fucking kill Recess because I don't know what the fuck it is. It was on ABC. Fuck that noise. Sure, it was horrible.
like whenever Doug went over to ABC,
God, it fucking changed fucking everything.
Roger Klotz hit the lottery and
Patty's hair changed.
you gave her a pixie cut. Fuck that.
The voices sounded slightly off. It's just not good a scene.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kill Recess. I have never seen Hey Arnold. I aged out of that one, I guess. I didn't. My sister didn't watch it because she was
She was
too
probably
young.
too young for it. Yeah.
So my exposure to that
I
is
came to it late. I remember it came on at a time where there was nothing else to watch, and I just happened to start watching it, and I was just like, "Holy shit!"
it was
I
really
missed out on
well thought
this.
out.
I've heard it's great.
Yep.
That's why I'm gonna fuck it. I heard it's great, so I'm gonna fuck it.
Do that with a lot of things. Art is
So-
great, so I'm gonna fuck it.
And then I'm gonna marry Rugrats because I mean I grew up on that shit.
Yep.
So that's my girl. Next question. Bayonetta, Sheik, Zero Suit Samus. Parentheses Smash Ultimate. So I guess specifically for Smash Ultimate.
So who we would main in Smash, or just their
Who
character designs?
I don't know. Who would fuck, marry, and kill? I think we can base it on whatever we want to base it on.
I know very little about most of these.
Okay.
Sheik being probably I would fuck or I would marry.
That
'Cause
makes sense,
I
'cause you
know.
like-
I know
That's-
Zelda. I know.
Yeah, you like that series of games.
So that's my marry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have fun with Bayonetta
Okay.
and fuck her.
Okay.
Because Bayonetta kind of weird in a fun. You know what I mean? Like
Weird.
you're gonna have fun with
Do
Bayonetta.
stuff with that hair. That's for
Some
sure.
weird shit's gonna happen, but it's gonna be good and memorable. So I'm gonna deal with. I'm gonna fuck Bayonetta, and for no offense to Samus, I'm killing that just because I would prefer to fuck Bayonetta.
Okay.
If I have to put Zero Suit Samus in a slot, it's gonna be on the kill slot.
Okay. As opposed to being in her slot. I understand. Okay.
I do have a long history, since I was 12, of liking fair-skinned, dark brunettes, long hair, and ass doesn't quit. So I'm gonna marry Bayonetta.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck Zero Suit Samus, and I'm gonna kill Sheik.
Okay. I'm killing Bayonetta because man never has done it for me. Never. Kind of reminds me. I know we just watched Mean Girls, but totally gives off Amy Poehler, Mean Girl mom vibes. I don't like that. I've never played any of the Bayonetta games.
I haven't either.
So I mean that probably plays into it as well. I know I've heard like Guitar Man Dalton. He said they're good, and I believe that. He says they play like Devil May Cry. And I'd be down to try one, but I don't know her character design. I don't know.
My entire
not a fan.
entire knowledge of Bayonetta came from this recent Nintendo Direct where they introduced the new Bayonetta game, and
Yeah.
I watched the trailer for it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I knew. I wouldn't have known about Bayonetta had I not seen that. So yeah, that's my knowledge. But I liked what I saw.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, look.
there you go.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, to each their own for sure. I'm going to.
I mean, we can't introduce Captain Gunner John Turley to Bayonetta. So, a fair-skinned girl who has guns on her feet and guns in her hands and all sorts of gun magic. And
If only she were
only she
redheaded.
were a redhead,
Yeah,
he
it'd
would
be,
be in
That'd be it.
it'd be
That'd be
over.
He might actually marry her.
Yeah.
Like try to marry her.
Yeah, he might join the Bayonetta marriage cult.
if it were Bayonetta Irish, then he'd be all for it.
There you
Bayonetta.
go.
I will.
Bayonetta.
I will. Fuck Sheik. I guess that could be fun. Have a little
Disappearing and shit.
little role play.
Reappearing on your dick.
Yeah. Oh, you're
in a
this.
puff of smoke.
Now you're this person. Okay. Cool. All right. Sweet.
That's cool.
And then I'll marry Zero Suit Samus.
What
because-
hole am I in? I don't know.
I'll marry Zero Suit Samus because eventually she'll get her suit back and she can roll up into a ball, clean up under the oven. So there we go.
So we all had different answers.
We did.
that time. Good
We
shit.
did it. That's it. Thank you, Ross. I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
Very, very nice to have a quiz from you once more. That is all the show that I have. Do you gentlemen have more show?
Well, we can see what we're playing next week.
Let's
Aside
fucking do
from
it.
that, I have nothing else.
Let's do it. I forgot that we hadn't done that already.
Well, I'm going to go over here and grab this batter up peripheral.
Yep, please.
Plug it in, power that on, put one in on the ground, handle up, put my forehead on the handle.
I'm gonna hold your hair back.
Thank you. And then pull my pants down so my no-no hole is prominently presented. And
Look at it.
spin in a circle so it's pulling in a random
Stare
direction.
into it.
Yeah.
And say the prayer we all love to say. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
5.
Oh, that's definitely
5. Not in alphabetical order. Fucking nothing. 5. Good luck.
Papa Twin B.
It is The Ignition Factor.
Okay.
which is a game that I've wanted to play for a long fucking time.
There we go.
I heard
Okay.
about this years ago. It is if I'm not getting my games confused, which I might, I believe this is a top-down firefighting game.
Oh, sweet.
Where
Okay.
you're putting out fires. That's all I know about it. I think Drex streamed it a few years back. It looked neat. Never played
Sounds
it
like
myself.
a Guy Fieri game show.
So yeah, it does.
It does.
It does. So the ignition factor.
Cool.
All right, sweet. Thanks for listening, everybody. Ignition Factor is next. If you want more show, we have our entire back catalog on YouTube. More on
Thank you, Dan.
Spotify, YouTube, Google Play. Just Google TADPOG. You'll find all sorts of shit.
iTunes.
All sorts. iTunes.
Which we got
prominently.
a review recently,
Did
a
we?
5-star review.
Nice.
From Dragon Shumway, titled "Like Hanging Out at Home." Absolutely love these guys. Grew up around the same time, so it's always entertaining to hear their stories and experiences since I had so many of the same. Casual, enjoyable, relatable geeks who happen to talk about video games sometimes. So, Dragon, thank you very much for the review. Which reminds me, we haven't asked in the show recently to leave iTunes reviews, but if you would be so kind, it would
Still a
be
big marketplace. Spotify's going to get there, I think,
Yeah.
but iTunes is going to be king for a while.
it would help, and it doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would be awesome, that would be cool. To see some more reviews.
Also, that nice person who gave you the review
Yeah,
shares a last name with Alf.
you're right. Gordon Shumway,
So awesome.
Alf's dragon cousin.
Right. That's where Dragon AIDS comes from.
No, dragon. Do you know Dragon AIDS originated from eating cats?
Feed on AIDS, man. Number one killer cats. From that Debbie Downer skit where they're in Disney.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We got the Facebook group where we have memes and episode posts, and then that Danker shit in the Tadpog Nation. Then what? We got the Discord.
Yeah.
Link to that Discord. Nice organized chat.
bit.ly/Tadpog Discord is what I have memorized, but also probably discord.gg/Tadpog. I think
all
is
right.
probably the vanity URL. I can't remember. Thank you to those who are boosting the
I'm on there
Discord.
more. I'm reading shit, not commenting, but I'm reading more shit and liking it as it's funny to me. Let's see what else. Shirts.tadpog.com. You've got that Twitch.
I do. I stream on Sunday nights, 8:30 Central, twitch.tv/Tadpog_podcast. Been a huge data breach on Twitch recently, so that's fun,
So I got that going for me.
which is nice.
We're Tadpog_podcast on Twitch and on Twitter and Instagram. No, I'm wrong. Twitter and Instagram. I don't even know where the fuck we are anymore. You want to send us something? You send that to Tadpog Studios, Care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002, or call us 270-883-2555. That's all in the show notes at tadpog.com, though.
Yes, it is.
So don't try to listen and write that down. Just go check every single show note there's ever been.
Unless you're
It's there.
driving. Specifically, if you're driving, try to write it down on a tiny piece of paper.
And like a gum wrapper, just very quickly.
Right, yeah.
Make sure you go for the pen that's in the glove box buried underneath the napkins and your registration so that you're fishing around in there for as long as possible.
What is this, a ketchup packet?
You have to scribble for a while to get it to write because it's got like shit on it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Then get your lighter out, light the tip of the pen so it gets going. Do all this while
Plug your
driving.
cigarette lighter so you
Yeah.
have to plug that in. Wait a second.
Now you're driving Dave style.
But most importantly, we got that Patreon. Mm-hmm. So new for October, riding that penny train, Backlog Banisher Dane.
Toot, toot.
Toot.
Thank you, Dane. We have some executive producers.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patreon,
Hell yeah.
and I definitely want to do that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode. Absolutely
Yeah.
want to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Super
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
to talk about this fucking. It's been hard for me to not talk about it.
I know.
On this episode.
I know.
On our Patreon, we do have some folks who are very nice and donate to us at $20 or more a month. We call these people our executive producers. And this episode was executive produced by the following people. Usurper Grimm, please pledge responsibly. God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Steve Dixon, Plinko Nick Price, Clambro Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, The Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, aka Gentle G, congratulations on your marriage, Magical Sleeper, aka Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Temporal Eternal Savior Cubicle Monkey.
Nice.
Pinball Archmage.
Cubicle. Fuck.
Pinball Archmage Chris Edler. I'm sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller. Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. Nate from Utah. First time caller. Zeus Laser. Boons from Brooklyn. Drinksmith Joey Webster. Big Daddy Paul Anderson. Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link. General Kenobi Massacre. And Barbecue Baron Andrew Rowland. Thank you guys. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That you donate. It means a lot. Goes a long way. Very much appreciated. Thank you.
It's putting braces on my kids' mouths. Guess that's all we got. Hey, you guys want to? Well, our theme song is moved on Seymour Drive. I'm going to do that track for that show on TADPOG.com. Hey, you guys want to close it out?
I don't know.
As our favorite starfighter pilot,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So until next time.
Tropical.
Capricorn.
I think I was the bunny rabbit from Star Fox.
Hey, that's good.
I was Slippy from Star Fox.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was fucking Luke Skywalker. I seem like a real dick now.
Darth Vader looks weird in a TIE fighter.
He looks weird in a TIE fighter?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
He's like this big imposing dude. And he's just like in a little ship.
crammed inside.
Yeah, looks real weird.
Okay.
And it looks
This
like
is the only vehicle I can afford.
Are you making fun of me for the size of my TIE fighter? It's like he's tuning radio dials
Yeah.
when he's flying too. It's
Yeah.
like he can't find the right station. It's like, God, the reception in this trench is shit.
Yeah. That makes sense, I guess.
It would block all sorts
Yeah.
of things.
But
My aunt has a podcast. She's a big jock and she's huge UK fan. Like my dad's family is like,
your aunt has a UK podcast?
I feel like we're playing Mad Libs.
Yeah.
My proper noun has a play.
she my family's the type of family that'll my grandmother is always bitching about the fact that I don't call her enough. But if I accidentally call her when a UK game is on, she will answer the phone and talk to me like half-assed. Like she is definitely not paying attention to this conversation because the game's on. And she's like, well, okay, bye, honey. I got to go over here. But my aunt's podcast, I've not listened to it because I'm kind of afraid to. I don't know.
Yeah, let's listen to it. Patreon
We
content.
can.
Crossovers.
It's called Bourbon and Buckeyes.
Bourbon and
And
Buckeye.
she's
Okay.
she's married to a guy who went to Ohio State, and they live in Columbus.
There's the Buckeye.
And that's from the
Right.
Buckeyes, and of course, bourbon is her. We're from Kentucky, so we have to like bourbon, right?
Well,
I know. I happen to like bourbon, but I get that it's
I'm not
for everybody.
from here, so I don't have to
There you
claim it.
go.
There we go. It's okay.
Speaking of bourbon,
Shit, tequila.
I was right. I was right. The little bottles of bourbon, the small fifth size of the bourbon I like, the Evan
Yeah.
Williams,
They're gone.
they were phasing those out,
yeah.
and now they've got a different bottle for the little ones with the
Gotcha.
right proof. So,
Gotcha.
Anyway, she's got this podcast, and I just don't know. I'm kind of afraid to listen to it because I'm afraid it's gonna the audio is gonna be garbage
No, that's great because then I can come in and be like, hey, I can help you with this.
for a price.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That price is come on when we do the NCAA
I want
episode.
to see if she publishes out
Because
to
there's
iTunes.
that UK player who has 100% 3-point rate.
Yep.
So in the game, it's just every 3-point shot he shoots because Jacob was telling me this.
He played like 5 seconds and
in
hit a
one
three
game and hit a
in one game.
3-pointer. So yeah, in the video game, it's like, well, this guy's just a 100% 3-point machine.
Bourbon and Buckeyes with Mary John and Sarah. Okay, it's a thing.
I'm gonna give it a listen.
Yeah, I'll listen to it now too. It's a sports podcast though. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
about.
I'm not gonna listen to it for content.
they're
I just
jocks.
want to. I'm just curious what the format is like.
Mary John is my aunt.
Okay,
That's-
Mary John's your aunt. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. We got a good stinger.
Okay.
It's like a hidden track.
There we go.
Yeah. I won't tell her until it's published, and I'll be like, "No, you know what? I don't want her to know that I do this podcast because I don't want her to like go and listen to it and hear some of the shit I've said."
If she just pays $1,
Then we see that she
no. God, no.